there you go. So I assumed it was live.
No, now you're live.
Well, hello everybody. Yes, we are late. Yes, it's my fault. I have had a bit of a rough couple of days, and am a little bit shaky. So, which we'll get into later. Probably not something I should talk about in the first 5 seconds. But we are also joined tonight by, of course, my co-host Spoon, as always.
Hello.
But also, Bill is here.
Hello. I'm here to carry the team. What can I say?
Yeah, because I'm not.
Basically, it's Aiden and 2 grateful racists.
I'm not in the
German?
yeah, I'm not in the best state. I'm a little freaked out.
Are you ever?
Yeah. No.
No.
But
no.
so I thought we'd start then with something fun. Which is to I thought we covered it last week, but I must have done it on somebody else's show. Watch Piers Morgan debate Hassan Piker.
Yes, the British getting revenge for Gallipoli in a single video.
When you say debate, that should become with like fucking quotation marks.
Yeah. Look, you know, I've titled the stream as on Bill's request. Well, not request, but on Bill's what's the right way of saying it? Your idea. Dumb versus dumbest. Because that's really
mine?
what it is.
Spoon's idea is
Well, that was Spoon's idea.
It was
for
having
once.
them. I was having Piers Morgan bombing. He called him Hamas. Because someone posted that. Someone posted it in the chat. And it threw me off the stroke.
Well.
Yeah, having Hassan being bombed as the thumbnail.
Well, that was the for the thumbnail. Because he did get a little bummed here, didn't he? By Piers Morgan, which is really, I mean,
He
that's
got
just
bombed out.
A little bit bummed. And
pathetic.
he basically Piers Morgan pulled his ring piece out through his throat.
What's going on with the university dreadnought? Astro 5 asked full story on exactly what's going on with this whole Oregon State University bomb threat thing. Yeah,
Gay
I
op
should
going
say that
forward.
immediately.
We'll handle it
But
later.
it's a full blown gay op that has made me very personally nervous. But
Well, it's just
hopefully,
that Aiden has the morale of a Skaven, so she's immediately gone to absolute tatters over it, and calls to me to come into the show to keep the side up.
Whereas
yeah,
myself and
'cause
Bill
I'm-
just went, "What the hell is wrong with you, woman?"
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm not.
It's
You're being
scary.
you're being outsmooted by a bunch of absolute.
I'm not being
paint-sniffing
outsmarted.
morons.
They're not, but they're not outsmarting
They've
me.
broken
They're
your
just
morale. They have won.
Yeah, they broke my. Yes, they're right. You're right. They won. I'm done. I'm
Oh,
done with
they-
it. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna keep fighting it anymore. I give up. I
No,
give up. You
coward.
broke me. You finally did it. You finally did it. You broke
Coward.
me. So yes, now I'm afraid, and now I don't want to do it anymore. I.
Joke's on you. Because I worked on it, I'll do it.
What does somebody
Yeah.
say? I sound like my balls are dropped. I always sound like this.
No, I think because Bill's voice is ever so slightly deeper than yours.
No, his voice is significantly deeper than mine.
And this is after all the voice therapy to bring it up to an audible degree.
Do you have to do voice therapy to make your voice?
Self-done. I said,
Yeah, I had to actually go to therapy.
Bill had to learn to swallow gravel so he can speak with a normal tone of voice.
yeah.
So he can stop sounding like a fucking Call of Duty character.
My voice at 17 was at least 3 octaves lower.
I'm here to kick ass and kick ass. I'm all out of kick ass. Is that what? Did you sound like Duke Nukem, Bill?
He's quietly judging you right now, by the way.
I know. I can tell.
Duke Nukem games
4
were
strength, 4 stam, leather belt.
She's starting to make parrot noises again. We need to keep things going
No,
before she
wait.
converts.
Converts. No.
She's losing cohesion.
Oh my. Okay.
Damn,
let's
these alien
watch.
bastards are really pissing me off. Something like that.
Yeah.
Go back to Palestine.
Oh my god.
Speaking of, let's get into it, shall we?
Oh god, that was pretty good.
Okay.
There's a trick to doing the Duke's voice, but
Let me know when you got it up, Spoonathan.
Of what?
The watch together.
Oh, hold on. There we go.
Thoughts on Dick Masterson, Vito Griswoldi versus Eric July? Only that I saw Vito was freaking simping for Sniper Wolf the other day, which of course he was.
Well, yeah, because she's messed around with like like
he thinks he
young
can catch
teenagers.
something. Yeah, well, he thinks he can. Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, I can finally.
You're trying to catch something from Sniper Wolf, just standing in the same room. The aura of fucking plague around her will probably get you. Herpes.
Why would you want to try and
soul.
shag a girl that's been passed around more than Paris Hilton?
I don't know. Because she's hot.
On the same subject, have you seen Paris Hilton, who has given birth to Megamind?
Oh my god, yes, I did see that.
Yeah.
No, good for her. Like,
He looks like fucking Stewie before he got his head smashed on the roof. Like, legit, if you've seen that bit about Stewie, like, that is totally your fucking kid.
yeah, this like Paris Hilton out here quietly giving birth to Homo Superior.
What if she's, like, actually, like, really intelligent behind the scenes?
From what I have heard, she is.
Yeah.
She's actually really
She's
shrewd
actually quite
and crafty.
rather intelligent, but yeah, she just kind of plays it up. DRT is King for 5 says, the show has one good host, Aiden Paladin. Oh, thank you. But Spoon isn't the worst co-host, as Hassan Piker exists. But I'll always support
Wow.
Aiden Paladin forever. Oh,
Thanks
thank
for
you,
that.
DRT. Yeah.
You can always tell when the
Absolute
simps arrive,
asshole.
can't you?
Well, it looks like, I think there's a very real possibility that Ethan Klein has kicked Hassan Piker from their little show.
By the way, like, DRT literally can't stand me.
Oh, okay.
That is, like, a legitimate meme of the show.
Oh.
Like, he openly said, like, I will never watch Spoon's videos. Like, that's
I
kind
thought
of
he
like
was just kind of memeing. Oh, well, okay.
I've never seen him in my comment section. That's why I'm thinking he might be serious.
I don't know. Let's, we still bros, Spoon.
Oh, there we go.
Let's watch, let's do a little Piers review, shall we?
Can't believe you resurrected that dead show.
I was about to say that I'm judging you very heavily for that joke.
Piers review.
Well, the
Piers review.
we did like 2 episodes of peer review, then I realised that I was about as amenable to being on camera as, say, Harold Shipman was to bedside manner.
Shall we begin then? Piers review.
Or Jimmy Savile to children.
Oof.
No, he was too fond of them.
Here we go.
This is provocative commentary online, making him hugely influential. Hassan Piker streams live on other
Provocative commentary.
Provocative.
Influential. The people who he influences
you-
most
you
can't
were
even
talking about-
fucking vote.
The people, yeah, because
Look at
there's
this. Look
5.
at this. They had to blur out.
They had to blur out. They blurred out Bernie Sanders in the background. I don't know what's on the top left corner, but
The
I know
Queen.
that behind him is it? No. Well, the Queen who he's
Yeah,
got
they
the
absolutely-
face crossed out.
It looks like the Queen and Obama.
It is, and then but he's got her
never
eyes
mind.
crossed out. The thing that's crossed out on the right hand side is a cutout of Bernie Sanders. I know that. I don't know. I don't recall what's on the left.
I don't know why that's. I like the way it's called Piers Morgan Uncensored, and then that. It's like,
Well, Piers Morgan's uncensored, not the
You know what I saw? Yeah, Piers Morgan's uncensored. There you go. Oh my god.
It's really, it really is like the view inside a Dybbuk box, isn't it? This looks like this looks like a containment cube for an entirely sexual offense-based SCP.
God, let's see what he has to say.
My. Yep.
name Hassan Abbey. His analysis
I actually haven't seen this. I just saw like the 2-minute clip. that
you
I
haven't?
seen. No,
Oh.
so
Yeah, I'm going in
wow.
blind as well.
Yeah.
Oh
the
my
Israel-Hamas
gosh.
war
This
has
is
taken a highly
speaking of a
critical
war. This is a
stance
war crime.
Okay. Let's see what he has to say.
towards Israel and Western media.
See, look, DR King says, I hate Spoon. There you go. DRT, you do donate to the show, though. Just bear that in mind. Now, you can hate me as much as you want, but if you throw money at the show, then by all means go nuts, dude.
Send the money to me. I'll make sure he doesn't get it.
It is true.
Fuck you, Bill. And Bill suggested that Aiden, he and I start a show
Well, the whole
without Aiden,
yeah, it was to start your plot. What would you call it? The premise you threw out, Bill, was that it would be you and Spoon and Disparu,
If we
and get Aiden Mattis on, and then call it No Aidens Allowed.
I don't know why, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
just no.
It's
No,
like,
one
no,
Aiden is fine.
yeah, it's like it says no Aidens. with an
No
S.
Aidens
You're allowed to
with
have
the
one.
S.
And then
One
we'd have in the
Aiden.
background of Aiden Mattis stuff, the other Aiden from his end in the background chilling.
Yeah, because I've had a conversation with Disparu in Twitter DMs. I get the impression there's quite a few people on YouTube who are a lot more based than they let on. Like quite a few of them are like hiding dangerously high power levels of base with
We
regards
call it the
to
Power Level Podcast.
Power up.
that's pretty fucking good, actually.
But then I couldn't come on. No. Oh, that's the subtitle, right? Power level podcast. No Aidens allowed.
That's the first episode.
Oh my god, Bill and Razorfist would be an excellent podcast.
Oh,
I
Jesus
think you were
Christ.
streaming today since Bird Aiden was doing another stream. Oh, it was supposed to be earlier, but it got canceled. Or pushed back or something. And also I am
Yeah.
not doing well today. Like we're
Yeah. I had a word with
struggling.
I had a word with Disparate Root. We're planning on doing a show in a couple of weeks' time. Myself and him.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Excellent.
What?
Yeah, discussing this, like, the morality of heroes and storytelling.
Ooh. That's a good one.
Bruh,
Yeah.
that should be fun.
Brush up on Gilgamesh, mate.
Yeah. Brush up on your you have to get into hero's journey
Yeah, basically that.
stuff.
Because
What is the power level of his basedness? Pretty high. It's pretty advanced.
I've been tempted to do a video lately on women because yeah, I have to do it on Rumble because I kind of just want to be honest about it and just like women, you just suck. Like seriously, as a sex, you
True.
ruin everything that you touch. Like there isn't anything in society you can point to go, women have touched this and improved it. Like literally nothing.
Well, if women sucked, they'd have their mouth full, so they wouldn't be able to talk, and the world would be a better place.
That's true. Just makes me think of the Fesh Pence of Blair, which is, let me tell you boys something about women, and then let me tell you boys something about women.
Were you expecting a
Women is a trip,
QED?
uncle.
Were you expecting a QED this fast? Quad eret demon fucking strandum.
We need that
Look,
frog meme, like, ladies and gentlemen, I regret to inform you.
Women is a trip. Women is a trip.
It's
Uncle
finally
Fungal,
happened.
okay?
Aiden's brain has given up the ghost. Aiden's fighting the liquor, and the liquor is won.
Oh my god! Actually, unfortunately, not. But I wish. Ugh.
Anyway, so
Shall we?
you were saying, Piers.
And he's been calling me out. for my comments.
Because he only cares about Israeli citizens. He does not care about Palestinians as human beings. That's why it's Apple.
You don't care about the Israelis, Hassan, so you're...
Exactly.
Yeah. He's the exact same thing as me, just for the other side, which I've deemed
Yeah.
bad.
He's just like me, for real, on God, no cap.
If you say that again, I will get Bill to hit you.
Okay, question. How far are we into the episode? Am I allowed to make a spicy joke yet?
You can go now.
It's literally just that YouTube video, two retards fighting.
It is. That's it.
Yeah.
It's two retards fighting. Yes, that's that. I
Homeless
would
guy
like
calls
to have
another
made
homeless guy a broke motherfucker.
I would have liked to have made that the title of the stream, but I don't think YouTube would have liked that. So.
No.
Apples to oranges. It's like one side is a human, the other side is a barbaric monster child.
Please
I
don't
never
ever
said
do that fucking
obviously.
accent
He
again.
says that
Oh
he'd
my
like nothing more
god.
than to come onto Uncensored and call me a baboon in a suit to my face. Well, I am a baboon, and he can join me now. I'm joined by him. Thank you very much for coming on.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
okay, pause.
promo.
Okay,
promo,
go into the background of that and put blue stripes on that building. That's really rounded out.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It looks like Epstein's house.
Oh no. Oh god, it does look like Epstein's his little
Like,
temple
would you
thing.
have a house with like why you
Oh, so easy to Photoshop that
Spicy
too.
joke I wanted to make now, but I...
Jesus Christ! He looks like he's living in Zordon's house. He's got the mighty molesting Power Rangers in there.
Well, I'm sure they put that behind him, but it really would be a shame if someone were to go into this image and Photoshop some blue and white stripes on.
Why is he dressed like a fucking
What?
1990s
Cowboy?
like cowboy? Yeah, what's with the fucking white lapels?
I don't really. Okay, so
He looks like that band Sesame Street character.
Harmful Opinions said something that was so true that it actually kind of gave me a
Horrified you.
stroke. Yeah, and I told you both about it, and I'll repeat it here for everyone else. Go subscribe to Harmful Opinions. He said that he wasn't sure if the reason why Hassan Piker is so popular is, as most of us have hypothesized, because he's a conventionally attractive young man who says things that women that young leftist women want to hear, and so they obsess over him. Or is it that wait, what was the claim, Bill? I've not forgotten it. What was the other opposite contention?
That
Young women watch Hassan Piker because they think they see him as a whoopee, as a little toddler, a babe in the woods, who is so stupid, so unable to like protect himself from basic dangers. He's so stupid that they don't. It's not that they want to that they just want to bang him. They do want to bang him, but it's a Jocasta complex where it's like I see you as a child, but also I want to bang you. Which I see you as my son, and I'm into that.
This took a
Is
very
that
strange
what it
turn.
is?
I don't know where we're going with
but
this.
that was harmful.
That was harmful contention.
And it made me go, oh my god, and I went, is that it? Is it? Do they want to bang him, or do they want to bang him and see him as a?
Well, what's the alternative? That they're really into the idea of Bollywood Jeffrey Dahmer? What does this fit?
Bruh.
Oh, or a Persian one.
Bruh.
Yeah.
God, it's so horrifying. Anyway, there's your nightmare fuel. Thanks, harmful opinions. Great.
Finally,
my life is
Turkish
made worse.
venom.
Yeah, he's got the venom fit.
Oh, there's a good one.
Thank you for having me, Piers. It's very early.
No, that super chat is a good one.
I'll get all the chats in a little bit, but Benjamin the Dream Wizards for 5 says, Wizard Simulator says, please accept this invitation to share your dreams with my audience and achieve a real psychological understanding of your nocturnal visions. Thank you. Is that what you were saying?
Okay, here's one. The one that I've had the most vivid one is I'm flying on a couch above a river, like a disturbingly high, like plane level flight, and then the couch dumps me and I get thrown down into the river and it opens up like a giant gaping mouth and swallows me whole. That's legitimately horrifying. Looks pretty cool from above, though.
Where does Jocasta complex come from? It's the same as Oedipus. It's
Yeah, so
that's
the
just
name of
it's a
Oedipus'
woman
mother.
instead of a guy.
Oedipus' mother wife was named Jocasta.
Yeah, his mother wife is Jocasta. Was Jocasta, whatever.
Also, is it just me or is
Speaking of a
Hassan
nightmare.
blatantly fucking hammered?
He seems out of it. He seems weird in this.
How does he not look like that every other day?
But
He's usually
just
hammered.
well, no, I don't know. His demeanor is strange in this whole clip. We managed to get through a whole 50 seconds of it though. So
Early here in Los Angeles, California, but I'm gonna try to do my very best
it's just hungover.
to not do my British accent while I'm here.
Well, I appreciate that. And listen, I appreciate you coming on. Explain to me why you...
That's a sharp fucking cut right there.
yeah, that was a sharp cut. But also that wasn't funny.
Because he was
hit a blunt
swigging booze.
But also,
top of the
Hassan,
hair.
that wasn't funny. Like I know you think it was because you're used to your Twitch audience that sits there and claps at us like seals at anything you say. In fact, they clap like seals when you leave the room and just let your chair sit there and entertain them because they're
if I was looking at Hassan and he left the room, I'd clap too.
That's true, to be honest.
How the hell did chat just say that's a vor fetish? First of all, this was a dream as a kid. And one, there was no sexuality
did it awaken something in
involved.
you?
No. It just made me go like, the idea of a giant body of water swallowing me whole and just killing me. I don't know, where is the sexual gratification in that?
You know what?
Weirdos?
Shall I add V to the call?
Let's look up in the sky. It's the V signal.
It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's me, mate.
No, but
Who's more retarded, Hassan or Vorsh? Oh, definitely Hassan.
Oh God. Yeah.
Vosh's got just enough like low cunning to be a problem.
Yes.
And yes, it's
Which
an
is
Oedipus
emotionally
complex, but with
retarded.
reverse sexes. Yes.
Yeah, the thing is with Vorsh is he can speak a game that can dupe morons into thinking he sounds smart. But if you understand what he's saying, you'll realize he's a fucking idiot. That's basically his entire gimmick.
Let's continue with Harry Potter and the prisoner of testosterone.
you consider me
He's got a taser
a
scar down his forehead.
stenographer for the Israeli government, given that in the last week,
He doesn't know what stenographer means, Piers.
Obviously, he doesn't.
I think more than
That's
any
too many
other
syllables
host
in
the
that word.
world, I have given lengthy platforms to pro-Palestinian voices to articulate that side of the argument.
No, I do have to commend you. You certainly have had more pro-Palestinian voices than the rest of the British media, and certainly the
Then
rest
why'd you
of
call him a
Western media.
stenographer for
Yeah,
Israel?
just I feel like if you said this and you knew how many he had on, it was kind of like a cheap
Oh.
shot.
There's
Hassan.
something amazing later that just illustrates that how little Hassan is aware of the things that he feels so comfortable making grand statements about.
I
One
can't
from
stop.
Lance for $2, by the way. I'm not taking human rights lessons from a Turk.
I will get the other
Base.
others here. We need to get through more than
By
a
the way,
minute of this video.
I can't stop staring at his hairline.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, what's up with that? Whoa,
yeah,
what's
he's
going
like,
on there?
he's got that
Did he get
looks like,
plugs?
yeah, that is a advancing hairline rather than a retreating.
What's going on with the? What's
Yeah,
going
I don't
on
know.
there?
Why is it like flat at the start and then it begins to curl like an
He's
inch
got,
in?
he's got like a back curl thing going. It's like 80s back brushing or some shit.
Yeah. It's-
But he's got a parting which is then covered up and encapsulated by these. It's like he's got had rollers in.
No, I can't look away from it.
yeah, that's what I was looking at the whole time. Like, why? That's not
Motherfucker
a
looks-
normal hair.
What's happening here?
He looks like one of the Goldman girls tuned out.
Oh my god.
A little bit, yeah. He has Jeffrey Dahmer's glasses on.
Oh,
Yeah.
true. Yeah, it could be a
Shame he
little
hasn't got
bigger.
as much personality as Jeffrey Dahmer.
General.
Same fan base,
Now,
though.
As far as
True.
saying that you're a
Have you noticed that if you go
What's
from
up with this hair?
if you go from attire to hair, it goes backwards in decades. 90s shirt, 80s glasses, 70s hair.
He's like a chromatography test for a drug mule. Like if you got a big wad of Colombian cocaine, put it in a chromatography test, you'd get this.
Guess which decade I'm
stenographer. I
from.
said that journalists are not supposed to be stenographers, and yet when it comes down to it, in most circumstances, in whatever conflict we may be in, there are stenographers.
She's very
for
proud that he
whichever,
learned that word.
Whichever party is aligning with the American State Department and the interest.
And you know what? I do think that we should commend Hassan for being able to learn a word that has 3 syllables in it. 'Cause that's a big deal for
Props to him for actually turning up.
him. Honestly,
yeah.
yeah. But you know that because he sits in his apartment his multi-million-dollar mansion all day, and just gets, people sucking his D. And he's never really. I mean, he does debates, but he does these little online debates. And never with somebody as big as Piers Morgan.
I'm just expecting like a chicken tender to come in from off
A
screen
chicken
on a fork.
tender. Spoon, can you put a chicken tender on the screen? That way Hassan won't
No.
die of starvation.
Also, he does debates the way that you eat food.
Please put a chicken tender on the screen so my boy
West
doesn't
in
die of
general.
starvation.
And
You
Israel
want him to
happens
die?
be the one.
Yes.
In
Yeah, that's maybe not a question you should ask us. We will be very blunt.
this,
The answer is yes.
or whichever party is aligning with the American State Department and the interests of the West in general, and Israel happens to be the one in this ongoing conflict.
But it's interesting that you call me a propagandist because I want to play you. This was your reaction to when the hospital got
I'm
bombed.
a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the
I'm-
record.
This
no,
is
I'm
this
not
is
playing it.
insane.
propaganda.
This whole
No, I'm
conversation
just
is
saying,
insane.
I'm going to
No,
play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay, well then.
Okay, very interesting and bold claim to make, Hassan.
I mean,
You're a
I also do that.
propagandist. I know that, and that's why I think it's interesting to bring it up and to really highlight it because you also call yourself a propagandist. I don't.
Yes.
I try. I mean, I have a side. I think what Hassan was trying to say is that he's biased, right? To say that you're a propagandist implies for someone or something.
Okay, but
And
that
the
is
question
that is what I do.
A
know.
bias is having like some skewing in the way you
Right.
pervert things. A propagandist is just outright lying.
You
to
are
support the deal.
willing. You are lying. Yes, exactly. So having a bias is recognizing your bias is to go, okay, yeah, I maybe have a weak spot here because I have really strong feelings about this topic or this.
Propagandist is not a journalist; it's a social engineer.
Yes, you are lying intentionally, which he does, by the way. So it's an astonishing bit of truth and honesty.
Is
from
that what
Hassan.
you lot deem propaganda?
That's what I would deem propaganda.
Okay, 'cause
is
that's
intentionally lying to suit some goal,
Ah,
political goal.
okay. I don't deem propaganda that.
I know you call yourself a propaganda, so it's
Yes.
interesting, right?
Yes, because I deem
You guys
propaganda
get mad. Let me just shut 'em off.
as information that can steer your thinking in a certain direction. And I always make it a point to say that's what I mean by propaganda. Because like even V said this, he said that, and I agree with him, is that propaganda is very much associated with the former half of the last century. So it tends
Yes.
to have a bad rap.
I think Derek Kulis in the chat has it right, which is that bias is inevitable, propaganda is deliberate. I think that's how I see it.
Yes, but mine is deliberate. Like I'm actively trying to court you away from democracy by pointing out that it's obviously cringe and gay. But that's not a lie. it's more just like, here is why it's shit. And I'm slowly trying to make you realize that it is cringe and gay and you should drop it the fuck out of your life because it sucks and it doesn't work. That's not a... Like, I am deliberately trying to lead you away, but I'm not doing it in a manner that is malicious or deceitful. It is just true.
Lance from the Surf said that Hassan crushed Piers Morgan. Oh my.
To be fair,
of course he did. But...
Lance is a complete moron.
Lance is very dumb. And sent your snoot for 5 New Zealand says Vivek Ramaswamy just had Alex Jones on his channel.
Yeah, he did actually.
Almost everything he said should be expanded on since it's an hour. It should be mined for content. Yeah, at some point. I don't know about tonight. It depends on how. Like I'm literally, unironically, I am literally shaking from how scared I got of the stuff that happened yesterday, and it's not. I've not been able to stop. Don't hit me. I'm scared.
Bill hit her.
Scared. Don't hit me. That won't stop me from being scared.
If we get enough donations tonight, I'll hit Aiden.
Don't do it. He's gonna get the mace.
Good. Get the mace.
I've already fired Nerf darts at her in rapid succession in order to
there you go, Aiden.
like a single buff in a fucking D&D game, so it wouldn't be,
Aiden, there you go.
What?
You want the chicken?
What about the chicken? Oh, do you put the chicken teddy on the screen?
Yeah, it's on the screen, yes.
Oh, good. There it is. Make sure it's close to Hassan so he doesn't die.
Okay, here's what we do. We put it in the middle, and as he proceeds to lose more and more, the Tendy gets further and further away.
We can move,
this is the balance of power, Tendy.
The balance of Tendies.
Okay, there you go.
There we go. Let's see. I know. I'll get the. Should I just hit all the super chats now since I covered most of them? I'll get them now since we're paused. Solo on the Lich for 50 ARS says, Morgan's prediction really dropped the ball, not flying that Irish Candyman to British stand to make Hassan's life like a scared toddler. Also, ooh woo. I would do the ooh woo, but I since we were doing the watch together, I don't have it up. But also ooh woo and Hassan Piker.
Could you imagine if it pans over to where Piers is usually sat and it's just Sam Hyde in a Piers Morgan mask?
Lance for 2 says, I'll declare Spoon the best host if he says ooh woo. Well,
get fucked.
Listen, the gentlemen in the room are not here for the aggrandizement of the crowd.
Yes.
We're here to tell the news.
I have for 10 says, there's a GoFundMe for a pride march in Gaza. Yeah, I've got it on the list.
Oh my
of things.
god, is there actually?
He sure
Oh
is,
my
and I got it
God.
up. Yeah, Tim Pool and a few others donated to it. And
Pride
their
is a sin.
reactions
Do you
are
know who
gold.
feels that way? Muslims.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure they'll get it off the ground.
Oh.
Oh, since Bill brought up what's your this is Lance for 5 asked what our favorite SCP is. My personal favorite is SCP-140, short, sweet, and creepy. I don't know that one. I don't know the numbers on the SCPs.
I don't know what that is.
Secure, control, protect.
Oh, the SCP's 140 is the Incomplete Chronicle. I'm not.
Oh, okay.
Really upset on that
It's a work of collaborative horror fiction. Basically,
got co-opted really hard about.
That got co-opted really hard. Yeah.
You guys have to understand, I am not a nerdy person. I'm basically a person who reads old books and watches rugby. That's basically my personality.
I know.
For the record, my favorite one's the drinks dispenser that will produce whatever you ask it to, and has caused
that one's really fun. Yeah.
Massive containment breaches because people keep asking it for stupid things or wording it poorly.
Giant vats of mercury.
It did say something
that I would definitely not use to end people.
I'm sure I got it wrong.
Someone asked it for something that would kill SCP-682, and it melted a hole through the facility.
Nice.
There's some really good ones. It's really, really good.
Yes. Just look up anything that was made in the first 2 to 3 years of it.
Yeah,
not the latter.
Stuff.
It sounds like something that I should read.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's a way to kill an afternoon.
Sure. Or you can listen. You could listen. There's tons of YouTube channels that just do readings of the articles.
Yeah.
And again, it's collaborative horror fiction. Let's see. How's to hop up for 2 or 5? Excuse me. Hassan's fashion sense is what I like to call quote autism chic.
That's pretty good, actually.
Dang. Thank you. Lance for 2 says, I'm not taking human rights lessons from a Turk.
True.
No, we already read that one. Oh, yeah, I think we did. And then Kissa for £5 says, propaganda is information, especially of a biased or misleading nature, used to promote political cause or point of view. Cite dictionaries. Okay. Well, I think that's what we kind of ended up falling on. more or less agreeing with that definition. Yeah.
Hassan's Fit says, I'm going to a square dance and it's going to be on an Armenian's neck. What decade are you from? 1915 to 1923, I'd reckon.
Yeah, geez. Oh, wowee. Okay, that's back to it then. On that note.
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you even play it.
Okay, I'm going to play the clip. This is your reaction to the bombing of the hospital the other night.
While I was in the process of getting ready for the stream, Israel enacted one of the singular worst strikes they have done thus far, and an Israeli airstrike hit the Al Ahli hospital in Gaza City, where thousands of civilians were seeking medical treatment and shelter from the relentless bombing campaign.
Is this the one that apparently that Hamas actually hit, but it was a misfire?
So,
and it only hit the parking lot?
Yes. The New York Times has actually updated their story on this. So I'll pull it up right now. Because I don't know if we're
Quick, we must be the first one at the scene and tell all kinds of bullshit, no matter how fucking ludicrously insane it is. As long as we're the first to print the story. That's
all
why
they care about, of course.
Yes, but but the thing is, like, this is just a massive. This is like the worst propaganda, misinformation leading us into warfare that isn't even fucking true, and it's literally based on just who can tell the first story.
Who can tell the story first?
Which is
New York
insane.
Whatever. Blah blah blah. Shadow of their former selves, the Times has lost its noble reputation, a great deal of its audience, profit market. Okay, like Laura, thank you for the background, but what was the actual story? They've become part of the mainstream establishment who don't think twice about misinforming the public. Recently, they falsely reported the details about a recent attack in a hospital in Gaza City that killed nearly 500 people. All too quick to believe Hamas government officials who blamed the IDF forces for the airstrike that resulted in the additional casualties, they failed to accurately substantiate the truth in the matter. Instead, the Times wrote the false report and put it out to the public, introduced by a bold headline, taking up space in the top of their website. They did what they now do best, scribble words that inflame every hostile situation. Okay, I do like that description. Slap a sexy title on it, and it's sexy, and throw the meat into the cage. They admitted to their failings through an explanation in the editor's note on Monday, revealing their heavy reliance on claims by Hamas. So I actually don't even know now. Even I'm confused as to who bombed the hospital. Was it a failed Hamas rocket? Because
that's what I heard.
That's what it seems to, we've all figured out at this point. Like, yeah, like they screwed up.
More importantly, who gives a shit what the desert nomads are up to this week?
What Hamas is telling people about? Yeah, I know. Can you imagine listening to Hamas and taking them seriously?
I hate to steal a quote from like pre-crisis Jim Sterling, but what's that old adage he had? I'm not going to take sides in a fight in a back alley between two pedophiles, especially when one of them fucks cats.
Damn.
That's
Jim Sterling said that. Excuse me, please be careful. Please, let's not misgender the beautiful Jimmy Johns,
John
Stephanie
Jacob
Sterling.
Jingleheimer Schmidt, whatever the fuck.
Right. Stephanie Sterling. Get at least put Stephanie in there. Actual facts unfolded as prove their story wrong. They slowly addressed the error by stealthily updating the article. Oh. Of course they did. They finally recanted the original piece altogether through an editor's note that found its way to light a week later. What took so long, one might ask? In news, a week is an eternity. That's true.
Oh yeah, and true. That's especially nowadays, a shitload of time.
Never forget the true enemy, journalists.
Exactly. They chose to walk back their reporting of events at a snail's clip.
That's also the first casualty of this fucking warfare is journalism.
Oh yeah. Well, journalism was already dead, to be fair.
Yeah, like, but now it's a fucking dead horse being beaten for glue.
They're not even pretending to have integrity or be accurate anymore. It's just like,
when do you remember a journalist ever having any integrity? Except for maybe like Matt Taibbi.
Matt Taibbi. Look, there you go. There's one.
And Seymour Hersh.
There you go.
And
there's two.
That's not a good sign, Aiden.
No, I know it's not a good sign that you're struggling to name two.
There's two of them out of God knows how many hundreds.
There's two. It's just like you and me.
Dozens of us.
There's
not even.
When's the last time a politician told the truth? And the answer is Enoch Powell.
Oof. Alrighty.
Donald Trump. They don't have any weapons of mass destruction. They lied.
That's true.
That's the most recent one.
And we're right back at this. We're back in the same thing.
What's that meme someone put up? I think it's on Tumblr. It's like, I love the American a statute culturally of every 20 years releasing a file that said, "Yeah, we did it. What are you going to do about
I mean, right, exactly. How does anyone have any faith in the government when, that happens every couple of years?
Because we kept everyone socially isolated, so they'd have to cling on to their factionalism, and as a result, ended up with everyone taking sides with their political stance, as opposed to actual fraternal sororital links.
It's like, yeah, hey, that conspiracy theory that we said was dangerous for years? Yeah, well, that's actually true. We did it. Oh, gee, don't you just love the state of things?
And
It's
to
fantastic.
Hurley, Ethan Klein's wife was a member of the IDF. Then again, if you're an Israeli citizen, technically you always are.
Yes.
Same as how Danny Sexbang's father was an Israeli tank commander.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, but yeah.
Yeah, he talks about it quite extensively in the post-good Game Grumps.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that either.
Dang. Oh, let's get back to this. We've managed to make it now 2.5 minutes.
Now, interestingly, when you were saying that, I was coming on air too, and I took a position.
Bit bold there, Piers.
I was literally about to say the same thing. It's like, that's a rather strong admission.
Well,
TMI.
it can't just
We're
be
all
DSP. It can't just be DSP, okay?
arriving on air.
He is
Piers.
he is standing in solidarity with
DSP is
Darkside Phil.
unkillable. Darkside Phil's unstoppable. He's outlived everyone.
He really is.
The only person who's got more
coming on air
longevity, only person with more longevity than DSP is the new Christ, the who is risen, of course, Christian, who has
Oh my
come,
God.
who rose from the tomb.
I saw his video on stream the other day. Holy shit! It's
Team Rocket, stupidity stupid, Lucid stupid. Oh wow, great. Thanks, Chris. Thanks for addressing the allegations. Okay, fantastic, great. And he's back at home, presumably with his mom. Hers, excuse me, Christine. My bad. I keep misgendering people
you mean
today.
he's fucked all.
I'm so terrible. Yeah. Oof. No. That's Joy. Please.
Let's
get it
not turn
correct.
this into a Christian and stream.
Okay.
I apologize to people in the chat for inducing this.
Based probably on 30 years of being a journalist, including running major newspapers, working at CNN and others, of waiting. Of just saying, I think we should just wait and see what has actually.
When does the media ever do that?
Never.
They don't wait and see you do shit.
When lawsuits loom.
Yeah, that's when they wait. They wait and see when they've got a lawsuit hanging over their heads.
Listen,
Exactly.
Oh,
the truth,
God, that was
the
good.
truth does not stay the hand of a journalist. The sort of fucking Damocles does.
Absolutely.
Fucking good.
Damn.
actually happened here, get clarification, see who's actually to blame before we start passing judgment.
The American government.
Is there a fried chicken in the middle of the screen? Yes.
Yes.
It's there so that Hassan doesn't die, because I have been informed by Hassan himself that if he doesn't have constant access to chicken tenders, he will die. So that chicken tendy is there, so Hassan can survive.
If he doesn't
the
have
interview.
carbohydrate coated protein, his entire metabolic system will just cook off like an overheld grenade.
And we are going to shrink it every time he says something monumentally stupid.
Horwitz 500 Horwitz for 5 says the only person with more longevity even than DSP is Kissinger. Dang, it's true though. He's a lich. Kissinger's a lich, man. He'll never you're never gonna come and
He's
get
like
him.
99 years old or some shit.
No,
isn't he?
he's like 110.
No, he's
I think
not.
he's
Kissinger works
pretty sure
on
he's over
ironic
100.
Full Metal Alchemist rules. Like how many people?
He's
can
100
fit
years
into the
old.
circle?
Is he? I thought
Yeah.
he was like 110.
He's 100 years old, yes.
100,
okay.
a century of that jackass.
A century of Kissinger.
He was like
And a
22 years old.
century
Like,
more.
he went through the Second World War.
Yeah.
He looks
Go on.
he looks like Mata Marco from fucking Suspiria at this point.
Oh god, he does though. It's like when you get that old and they just all kind of blend together into
You start
one
to like
generic
collapse
sex.
into an
Yeah.
orb. He was already an orb to begin with.
He looks like
How
Chuck
is-
Schumer's father.
How has his hairline gotten further forward?
Hassan's? Is his
No,
also
Kissinger's.
proceeding? Oh. Oh, what is it? What do they mean by this?
The death of many people.
Yes.
Also,
Yes.
what like Kissinger's one of those people who had that weird kind of like wavy head weave thing going on during like the
I-
late 70s.
I'm serious about it. Speaking of the hairlines, I'm serious. It looks like that, like on Hassan, that's been spray painted on.
Might be. It might be spray on hair.
It looks like he's got the front below the hairline, like in order to
He
make it look
probably
like.
it looks like he has slept face down. It looks like he's just take off like when you got those hairbands when you're
Also,
running.
if you just examine his really big glasses under the studio lights, it looks like he's got 2 little whiskers.
Well, if you look at the white lines, it looks like he's shrugging.
Yeah, he's shrugging and he's got
Hassan, why are you here?
This is brutal.
He's the one who turned up in the Unforgiven fit.
You raced in to assume, as many people did, by the way, including the New York Times, BBC, mainstream media,
Fucking looks like a Vib ribbon.
and of course most of the Arab world, then followed, that this was clearly, indisputably, an Israeli airstrike on this hospital. And yet all the evidence now suggests very strongly that it wasn't. That in fact, this was a rocket that misfired coming from a terrorist group inside Gaza. So
I really like how you put up the one finger, because it reminds me of those guys on Memory TV. They do that a lot.
I would pay money to see Hassan Piker on Memory TV. Because I guarantee you, if he went on there, they'd
beat him with a shoe.
No, they'd smuggle in Sam Hyde in like a turban. And it would just be absolutely
By Allah, I will beat you with my shoe.
like the ancient Irish did.
Like the ancient Irish did, yeah. Oh, Sonny. Well, we shouldn't mock that.
Sunni.
Sunni.
Tell me, are they Protestant or Catholic Muslims?
Oh, are they Protestant or Catholic Muslims? Falter. Damn. Oh my God.
Hassan would phase through a wall if it meant getting away from Sam Hyde.
He would.
That's not even a joke. That's just true.
He would. He'd Homer
He'd
Simpson.
no clip out of the level rather than
yeah. He'd Homer Simpson disappear into the bushes.
He'd jump at a wall and jump through it like it's an Mario 64.
Oh my God. Oh my.
The whole shrugging arms thing has completely destroyed
I can't
any
look
chance
at
of taking it seriously because it just looks comical.
The shrugging arms on the shirt and the what appears to be spray painted on hairline. I just can't. I can't take it seriously, and no one else should either. I mean, the situation's serious. Hassan Piker is not.
my question for you is this: Why would you?
I wouldn't go that far.
Why
Piers.
would you be so certain in what you said before you knew?
Okay.
Good question. So go ahead.
First and foremost, before we get started on this conversation, let's understand something very important here.
Okay.
There's no electricity in Gaza. Internet is patchy in Gaza. There's no food in Gaza. There's no water in Gaza. This is all by design. This is because Gaza is under a brutal blockade,
By the way,
brutal occupation.
these
by
are
the
real
Israeli
things.
government.
This is true.
Okay?
Hassan's able to get some facts straight, which is, frankly, I think we should all give Hassan Piker a moment of
He's actually
applause.
outlining that there are going to be logistical issues in getting information out of the region due to these blockades.
But let's keep going.
That plays a role in the fog of war and the misinformation that gets spread. Having said that, however, you made it seem as though there is a certainty that this.
I'm sorry, I just looked at the stream. I'm sorry, no, I just looked at the stream. No, I looked at the stream. And the tendy.
Yeah, we might need to move the chicken tender on this one.
Do we have to?
No, he's eating it. He's lazy. He's munching on it. The talking tender.
Cinnapart und Tuck.
This was 100% not an Israeli airstrike.
No, I didn't.
And instead,
I literally just said it's not a certainty.
Okay, sorry.
I said the evidence is
Then I
increasingly
misunderstood you.
pointing
No, that's what he
to
said.
this not being an Israeli.
That's what I read
airstrike.
early.
And that is
Earlier.
expert evidence from people who have no skin in the game at all.
It's on.
Okay, well, hang
Notice
on a
the
minute. That's
chicken.
not true.
Notice
That's
the
not true
chicken.
either, Piers. That's not true either, Piers. They don't have any skin in the game. Okay, whatever. I don't trust anybody.
He keeps pouring at the chicken like he's actually able to snatch it up.
He's gonna get it. Give it back his tendy.
No, I want to see what happens when his body just like cascades through his metabolism and just cooks off all the testosterone replacement therapy in his body.
But what we have just seen is that Piers just caught him directly. Piers repeated what he had said. Now, again, yeah, no skin. Okay, sure thing, whatever, Piers. But he did give a more journalistic version of events, which was that this is what's being reported. Hassan goes on his stream and says, "This is the truth." There's a difference there.
He's asking in the chat, who's more insufferable, Hassan, Sniper Wolf, or what's the other one?
Oh, Hassan
or Sniper Wolf. My real question here is, who has more hatred towards civilization, the Anglo on the left or the Turk on the right?
Well, the Anglo, it's in the DNA to hate.
The Anglo has done more
despise
for
all
civilization. For civilization,
Sure
though.
thing. Sure thing.
Well, it's not
too.
difficult. It's versus the Turks.
That's what I'm saying. But still, Bill, whose regime would you rather live under?
Ottoman Empire. Only last vestiges of Rome.
Okay, so what would you rather live under, the Ottomans or the British Empire?
Oh, the Bongs.
Bongs, it's not even close. Holy shit. The Ottomans got up to some nefarious shit. The only thing that the Ottoman Empire really gave us of worth is it invented a new form of Wallachian lawn furniture.
Somebody was I said that I preferred British full English breakfast over American, whatever like a full American is, because in full American, if you want to call it that,
Denny's.
It's all pancakes and waffles and filler, right?
So basically sugar and more sugar.
Sugar and starch as opposed to protein and starch.
And
the American diet in a nutshell.
Somebody made the very common joke / trope that like, oh, the British conquered the entire world for spices and yet their food doesn't have any. And I said, well, that's what's called a flex. It's like, I'm going to conquer the entire world for spices and then not put them on anything. Get fucked. Oh, we're somebody's ancestors not very good at war. Oh. It's just.
I will say that is one card the English will always be able to have. It's like, we conquered you and you flood to our nations. I love when people say, oh, British people have no culture, then why are you here then, you fucking...
What, you speaking again?
Yeah, that's literally one that I said to someone on Twitter earlier when it's like, oh, the British people will soon be minorities in their own country. I'm like, you speak English.
Yeah.
Oh no, they're going to be minorities in their own country. Okay, they'll take yours.
Yeah.
Do you really want a homeless English population? Did that go well for you last time when the Normans displaced them?
Oof.
And they proceeded to just scatter to the four winds and become
an
an
absolute
infectious fucking
nightmare. Here's the thing. I as people were putting out in the chat, and that I agree with. I think that the full English is better than what like the full Denny's. In fact, actually, someone also responded to me on Twitter and said they Googled full American breakfast, and the first thing that came up was a McDonald's menu.
Jesus Christ.
That is the most
sad.
American thing I think I've ever heard. That is holy shit.
However, biscuits and gravy. There you go. That's the only thing that can compete. That's the only thing that can compete with the full English.
Like conquering the world for spices and then not using them. Imagine seceding from the British Empire for tea and then not drinking it.
Exactly. Oh my god. It's like father, like son, right?
There are so many English you just pissed off with that statement. Holy fuck.
No, the Americans don't drink tea, is what we're saying.
Yes, I know, but the like father like son is like the Americans like the English. That's the bit that even I'm not even English, and even I'm like, I would be disgraced by the fact that she just said that. I'm offended for the English fucking people.
Spiffing Brit is on his way to this location. I'm not.
He's headed here very rapidly on a ship made of Yorkshire tea gold.
His sponsors are going to beat the shit out of you.
They're not sponsored, actually.
He fucking should be.
I
don't think there's any.
That he's not.
No one knew about York. Let's face it. Only people who drank Yorkshire tea is middle-aged people who like malty tea.
Yeah,
no one else other than in the Anglosphere knows what the fuck it was.
Yeah, the South drinks tea in a way by icing it and putting sugar in it.
No, they drink water.
That's like saying Jimmy Savile has children.
No, this the South in the US, not the South in the UK.
Yes, we know. We're not fucking idiots.
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know that I'm not an idiot? Thanks for that. A lot of faith in you.
Oh, no, I don't know what you were talking about, though. That's not what I... Of course you're not an idiot, Spoon.
Thanks for that.
The slight pause there really did make that sentence. Yeah.
Oh, no. Okay. Speaking of idiots, let's look at the cavalcade of them.
Yes. Well, I don't know which
Thanks for pausing the video.
Thanks for pausing the video, Hassan.
As a matter of fact, I would say Channel 4 did probably the best job so far in analyzing everything that the IDF has said. But the reason why I believed, and I still do believe, that the likelihood is that this was an Israeli bombing campaign wasn't only because of the singular
Why?
verifiable video, the phone video from the balcony that had all of the marks.
If it was, let me put it this way. I saw this stuff. First of all, the claims that 500 people died, that's all now also in dispute. I also saw the crater.
Now, Aiden, we know your history with doubting the number of people who died and things, and you don't want to get into trouble again.
I'm
now,
talking about
do you?
Palestinians. I'm allowed to do that one. I saw the crater.
You're locked out on this one.
It literally looked like a fucking pothole. So yeah, I believe it. I believe that that's probably it. Did you see it, Spoon? It looked like a pothole. Now, I also don't believe on any of that stuff 100% because I don't believe anything coming out of the Middle East right now because I think everybody's a bunch of propagandists, much like
I still
Hamas
maintain,
Piker.
as much as I hate to agree people on Twitter, the idea of giving it to the Irish as a joke would be hilarious.
Oh, come out, you black and dance.
And again, you could keep this. You could keep the same borders and just have the Catholics on one side and the Protestants on the other. Give Taiwan to Ulster. It'll be funny.
Oh my!
Sure as fuck,
of an
China wouldn't
airstrike.
take it that
The
way.
fact that the Israeli Air Force was enacting a bombing campaign in the region at the time, according to the Al Jazeera live
Bill, look at Twitter quick. Not Twitter, sorry. Look at on Discord quick.
No, just look at Twitter for a minute, Bill. Just look at it. Just look at it.
No, look at Discord.
Behold.
Aiden, can you see the message?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me that's not true.
I mean, it is true.
Don't miss.
Wait.
I can't obviously say that on
No,
stream.
no.
It's kind of spicy.
I was hinting and nudging at it during my bit, but we shan't go further than that.
Hint, nudge, nudge. So,
Yeah.
what is it? Nods is a wink to a blind bat. There you go.
streaming
Say no
footage that
more.
everyone is using but doesn't understand. The fact that the digital media person for the IDF immediately came out and said that this was actually an airstrike that hit a Hamas target, and that he was sad that there were, casualties at the end of the day, but this was a Hamas target.
That's what
and
normal people say.
celebrated it. And more importantly, I guess,
I'm going
the
to keep
fact
teasing
that
with the
this
chicken.
hospital had been bombed by Israel. This hospital had been bombed by
Make sure
Israel
he's
on
fed,
Saturday.
otherwise he'll literally die.
22 hospitals have, as a matter of fact, been bombed by Israel since this last saga in the occupation. And this hospital had been bombed directly by Israel, where the cancer ward was destroyed. Israel has been bombing all of these hospitals. Israel has been calling all of these hospitals to evacuate.
Those are some real big claims, dude. By the way, I don't disbelieve that that's potentially possible, but those are real big claims that require real big evidence. I absolutely believe that it's very much possible that the IDF is bombing hospitals in Gaza. I also, by the way, agree with Hassan Piker that what is Palestine is little more than an open-air prison.
It's hardly in contention, really, is it? Look at
No.
the place. It's been under perpetual siege since the fucking Egyptian war.
It's really, I don't think
And,
that's
and Israel's love of
take.
hurling missiles into Egyptian territory and hitting their tanks to try and spark a wider conflict to get more ground. Yeah.
That's not new either.
Sounds like the
So-
plot of fucking Team America about now.
Just
We
to
should be
reiterate,
so lucky.
just to reiterate my stance on this conflict, I don't like anybody involved except children. Children are innocents.
You don't like anyone getting involved except children. You may
said
want to
I said-
rephrase that.
Children's Crusade!
No,
Children's Crusade!
no, I said I don't like any of the parties involved except for children because
Yeah,
children
but
are
that makes it sound
innocents.
like you like the children getting involved. Like that's like you
No,
want to rephrase that.
No, that's the only
The
okay,
children,
I
they
don't-
yearn for the mines.
Okay, it's the only people I care about. Let me put it that way. The only people I care about in this conflict are the children who never have asked to be involved in this, who can't have an opinion because they're children. That's the only group of people that I give a damn about.
Hey,
Don't.
hey,
don't
remember
spin
when
this.
Israel funded ISIS in order to try and co-opt Hamas?
What
I
apparently
remember them.
they just funded them again.
Yeah, there's some payments going. There's some rumors of
Maybe
payments
for
going through to
child
Hamas that were
soldiers.
from Israel.
Yeah, I like starting going to war. No. The only people I support are innocent children who have done nothing and do not deserve to be killed or harmed in any way. Now everyone's going child war. Great.
Children's Crusade. Children's Crusade.
Okay, Vosh.
Rebuild the
damn.
kingdom of Jerusalem.
I just
Give it to the Irish as a joke.
man, like it's been a rough couple weeks for me because then for like a couple of days when this first started popping off, I get onto Twitter just to like check what's happening, and I see a dead baby, and then I have to have a fucking meltdown.
Crispy critters in a mass.
I cannot. Don't please. Can you not show me a photo or a video of dead of dead and dying children, because if it's making me lose my mind, can you freaking imagine how it makes the parents feel? I can't even comprehend it. I mean,
Meanwhile, me who had to study like the different religious execution methods over like the centuries of horror of warfare, so I'm just humming the opening bars to Napalm Sticks to Kids.
Oh, fucking A. That's also an anti-war song, though. Oh my gosh,
that idea doesn't quite gel. Pardon the pun. When it's when the people are recounting things they'd seen themselves.
Yeah, I'm not pro Hamas. I'm also not pro IDF. I'm just pro please stop killing children. That's it. I think that's not a complicated stance. People want me to pick a side. There's my side. Stop killing kids.
You'll get no peace in the Middle East till the Kingdom of Jerusalem stands tall.
Then Rome should retake it.
Boopity boppity. Boopity boppity. Israel is our property.
Damn. Oh.
Do you know what? Like one of the stupidest takes on this. Luke Radatsky, who's on with Tim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he put up he put up a meme that said like war breaks out in Middle East Republicans, and then he had Team America, and then the Democrats was the guy who did like the fucking like pubes gel to his face with the towel on his head.
Yeah.
And I just looked at this meme and I went, so. You went with the one that said, the one that lands themselves on the news after blowing up all of Cairo, going, once again, Team America's pissed off the entire world by blowing up half of Cairo. That's not an own. That's a rather stupid meme.
It's sure. Well, Luke, it hits more often than he misses. All right?
But that's... And also, in the meme, those two are on the same fucking side.
As Galadon brings up, the Greeks and the Hebrews used to get along great when the Greeks ruled the area.
Oh, true as well.
That's why we have like the original, like the closest transcripts we have to the original, like Old Testament is because it's written in Greek.
Well, and that's why we have the Rosetta Stone at all, to be able to translate ancient languages.
Well, we have the Rosetta Stone because some Anglo went, as he was looking at a fort wall, that looks awfully like an ancient artifact someone's used as bricks.
Do you ever have you ever asked yourself that question if the Rosetta Stone is totally fake, and so therefore absolutely everything we think about that we know about the translations of ancient languages is fake? Like hieroglyphics.
Listen, it wouldn't be controversial to say that Bronze Age pervert thinks the First Crusade and the Trojan War are the same thing.
Well, Bronze Age pervert also probably thinks, and I'm not saying this as a slight, because I like Bap, probably thinks that you should eat nothing but raw liver. Does he not?
Where's the bad?
He's on that kind of
Liver King diet?
I don't think well, Liver King's selling it. Bap just...
You would unironically die of vitamin A poisoning.
Bap is... Bap's like an ascended person. I don't know. I don't even know how to describe him. He
is a nudist vitalist bodybuilder. That's how he describes himself.
You'd like him, Spoon. If you don't know anything about Bronze Age pervert, you should read his book.
I've got the PDF. I'll send you afterwards.
You should read it, Spoon, for real.
It doesn't help.
Bodybuilder who like is like returned to
monkey.
Monkey, yeah, not even return to monarchy, return to monkey.
Return to like steppe nomad, riding across the Glades, being free and
oh my god! Speaking of, can I read the Joe Rogan post?
Which one?
That's really long-winded, so no.
It's very short, actually.
Everyone knows it. We don't need your rendition.
No, I want to just do it real quick. I'm just
look. Everyone at home, look up Joe Rogan steppe nomad or Joe Rogan barbarian king.
It'll take 1 minute.
I am once again. Do you want me to switch the Wi-Fi off?
Bill, let me just read it real quick.
No.
It's real short. Joe Rogan is like barbarian con from the steppes that took an interest in intellectual things, and his show is basically free. Took an interest in intellectual things, and his show is basically him bringing slightly nervous scholars and magicians to come before him and explain how the world works. Glasses man, you explain to Joe why sky big and how tree grow. Still there. But he will also believe almost anything you tell him, and only recently in the past few years does he clap back like, are you Can I finish my meme?
I think she noticed.
It's not a bird noise, by the way.
What else would you call it?
It's not a bird noise.
Was it a fucking badger being molested?
It's like a dove being hit by a brick.
But he will also believe almost anything you tell him, and only recently in the past few years does he clap back like Tiny Hat Man say otherwise. Do you lie to Joe? Tiny Hat Man say fat not bad for you. That sugar is enemy. So which is truth? Joe thinks you are wrong, and people just nervously go, oh, okay, I guess so. Joe spent many moons on horseback and training with bow and sword.
Dreadnought
But Joe
chimes in.
also wonder why Skyfire rides from mountains every morning. You will explain this to Joe.
As Dreadnought chimes in that the Israelites and the Greeks didn't get along because of the first and second Maccabees.
True.
By the way, even V said in a live stream
Even making no
recently,
noises.
even
I
V
believe
said
it's
in
Maccabees.
a live stream recently that the only time this region ever had any peace and stability is when they were conquered by a monarchy.
Yeah, the
Either
Roman Empire.
Yeah, the Romans, the Byzantines, the Ottomans, and the British.
Yes, and the Ottomans and the British.
See,
yeah.
and this is the thing. All of these peasants, fuck them, I don't give a shit. All of these people, they must submit to a higher power, which is clearly some European.
We're all peasants. There's nothing wrong with saying we're a peasant when we're
just
all
the
peasants.
Bar Kokhba revolt really was endemic. Like the first major revolt into Titus was one thing, but it's like, I know, let's kill all the Roman garrison and all their family members. That won't cause trouble.
Oh, that-
what do you mean Hadrian's favorite femboy killed himself in an unfortunate act, in like some kind of weird mix-up? Oh, that's 12 legions. Holy shit.
Yup.
And then the states of
And then the legions descended upon it.
the next thing you know, we're having to rewrite all the maps because Syria Palestina exists. What comedically
Really bad stuff
bad
happened.
timing to have a revolt of like the day that Hadrian is angriest.
I know, right? Oh dang. So, but let's get back to Hadrian wannabe, who will never ever be that cool Hassan Piker. God, he wishes he was
and
Hadrian.
over again, the medical professionals at the hospital
I can't get over his
had been
hairline.
called by the Israeli government the day prior, and everyone on the ground assumes that this is an Israeli airstrike. They are the ones who experienced
But
this
No,
Hassan,
propagandists.
situation.
Hassan,
So
presume that.
when you have
I hear you, but the
every
truth
single,
is,
can I
the
just
truth
finish
is,
this?
if you watch the
Can I just finish this?
BBC, if you watch the
Can I-
BBC account of all this last night,
I'd rather have fucking necked myself than do that, but that's all right, Piers.
Did you see him just get the buck breaking on his face?
Why am I dealing with this British man?
Move that nugget closer to him. He's about to starve to death. By the way, I can tell.
Hassan,
which was
do you want
specifically
nuggy?
set up by the
King of his
BBC
nuggy.
to be completely dispassionate in these investigations. And they reached a pretty clear conclusion based on circumstantial evidence, I'll make that clear, that this would not have been an Israeli airstrike, including, for example, the size of the crater, which bears no relation to the size of craters
like a
normally
pothole.
Yes.
by Israeli air. So, look, my point is, neither of us
Bio
know
lie
for
will beat you
sure.
with my show.
You took to your airwaves immediately because actually your, I wouldn't even say unconscious bias, your admitted propagandist bias on your part was that you wanted that to be an Israeli airstrike. It suited your narrative.
My dad reminded me. Actually, this is very interesting. My dad reminded me of a term that I hadn't heard in a minute or thought about, which is fundamental attribution error. What Hassan has committed is an FAE, fundamental attribution error. Also, he looks like a little fairy, so it works. There you go.
Did you say furry or fairy?
Fairy, fae.
Fairy.
Oh.
To be honest, look at Hassan.
He's just shrugging.
I mean, is it hard to find like a fursuit that will fit over carapace and antennae?
No, you can't make those. You can't make that kind of claim. You know his background. That's a hate crime bill.
I know where you can
And
get
I
one.
would
Ask
say
Hillary
that
Clinton.
in itself,
Oh, I have that later. She freaked out. She had a big melty.
Oh, she
It was
got
really funny.
she got well.
She had a freaking melty the other day. It was
She got
hilarious.
called that super hard. It was great.
It was great. It was fantastic.
in its
I
way,
wanted it to be an
is being a
Israeli airstrike.
stenographer. Well, you know, you accuse me
No,
of
you're
being
putting-
a stenographer.
you're putting
I
words
try
in
and
my
be
mouth.
fair and get to the
What's
truth.
up with the point of the
in
finger?
your case, I don't think you try to do that.
What's this?
I think you appeal to your audience, appeal to your base,
This
and
is
you
unfair.
don't really
Of children.
care whether the facts
He's
are there
taking
or
on
not.
what he's doing is he's doing that because
This is-
Piers Morgan's doing it. He's doing like the Gotham. Like
Piers
motion.
is doing a more nuanced. Okay, so again, I am not a body language expert, right? I do have a background in body language analysis. It's very interesting. Piers is using more, like I would say, nuanced sort of hand-styled
Neutral.
communication.
Yeah.
Hassan is just doing the one-pointed finger, which is very memory TV to me. It's very much like buy a lie, will hit you with my shoe. It's very. I've never
wonder if there's
seen
a
anyone do this so
cultural
much.
statute for that.
Maybe it is. It might be a cultural thing, is to just do the one finger to symbol. No. I'm talking now. Because I again, my body language expertise, such as it is, which is non-extant, is based on Western cultural or Western body language.
You sure it wasn't done by the Young Turks?
Oh, Cenk does it too, though.
A
doesn't
lot
he?
of
I'm thinking about it.
a lot of imams
Yeah.
will literally just make the one finger motion and just like wave it when they're really flying into some like hellfire and brimstone stuff.
Oh my god, I just realized I would like to see what Cenk thinks about Quiz for Palestine. Oh my god, that'd be funny as shit.
Who pointed this out in the chat is that our Taroni has pointed out that Hassan's just getting angry because you took his nuggie away.
It could be that.
Give him his nuggie back.
Do I have to?
What?
Yeah, give him his nuggie back.
This is going to fun.
What do you want him to? What do you want him to do? Die?
We've been over this. Yes.
Yes.
Entirely unfair, because you just said circumstantial evidence favors that this was not an Israeli airstrike.
Yeah.
I gave you all of the circumstantial evidence that it does favor that this is an Israeli airstrike. The reason why, however, circumstantial evidence is not enough.
He started doing
Thinky again.
He's starting to make the ring as well.
Information did come out, and no, I do not mean when
Thank you.
Israel
He's
said
affecting
that they
Piers'
did not
emotions.
bomb this hospital, and it was actually Hamas. And then
That's
they
called
turned around and
communication
went,
accommodation theory.
never mind, it's
Yeah.
not Hamas, it's actually Islamic Jihad. And then they said, we have more evidence coming out in a couple hours. And then the evidence came out, and it turns out it sounded like the phone conversations that they were able to intercept, supposedly.
I read what the Chiron in the totally. I did not read that. I read Piers' biggest gay, and I don't know why my brain translated it as that. Sorry.
Hassan always has this look on his face like he's about to shout the words, but I'm playing my character.
That's what my character would do in
Exactly.
this situation. Yes.
Sounded like, by experts at the very least, to be completely false and completely made up.
Yeah,
It
but
was not
Hassan, I
Gaza
don't
accent,
think. Listen,
syntax
in
was
all
all
honesty,
wrong. Now,
I don't
wait,
think
hold
even
on.
as you're
Hold
saying
on,
all
let me
this,
finish.
I think you're a smart guy.
Piers, let me finish.
I think you've looked at all this.
Okay.
Piers, that's where you
How
messed
did
up.
you say that with a straight face?
Piers, that's where you messed up by thinking. Okay, Hassan Piker, we all know this, has a room temperature IQ. I'm
best.
honestly astonished, fascinated, and perplexed
Horrified?
that he's able to tie his own shoes. Is that he's even able to put on his own confused little t-shirt or little shirt there. Also, now you also can't unnotice the nipples.
Thanks for that. Now I'm staring
Shit,
at
it's
it.
getting worse. Hassan, whoever told you to get that shirt, you need to leave them alone.
I
Probably his
genuinely
mother.
think Hassan Piker probably has an IQ that's floating around about 85, like right above
Optimistic.
mentally disabled, you know?
Also from this angle, because of like the shade thrown down from his hair, he kind of looks like he's got like the Hitler haircut, but with like a bouffant
shoot.
on top.
The Hitler bouffant.
Like if Hitler was from Baltimore.
Oh my god. Wowee.
Let's be real. If it weren't for this, like if he wasn't for his family, Hassan would have one of two
Would
jobs.
have-
He'd be
yeah.
working at a Denny's somewhere, or he'd be biting the heads off chickens.
Why not both?
Outside.
He's in the background. biting
Oh,
the
he's
heads
in the
off
bad Denny's.
in the bad Denny.
Hassan, go out back and bite the heads off 3 more chickens. We need more tenders. Oh, you tell. Okay, boss. As you hear a
Don't
bunch of
eat
clucking
them.
and a crack.
He's just not a very intelligent person. So
You
it's
should
very,
play San
very
Andreas. You'd be an
funny.
employee at Clockenbell.
It's very funny that and obviously Piers doesn't believe that or think that at all. Piers is being conciliatory, right?
You would hope
He's being
so.
like- Yeah, no
To
shit.
be fair, he works
Piers
at the
Morgan
BBC.
thinks he's actually smart.
He primarily used to work at the BBC. So
Mhm.
what kind of people is he surrounded with every day?
True. So maybe Hassan seems smart from his perspective, but damn,
It doesn't say much to the BBC, does it?
it sure don't.
And I'm just curious why
That's-
you would, instead of admitting that as facts change,
that is
your
not what
opinion
I'm
change.
saying. That
No,
is
but
not what I'm saying at
I
all.
don't understand why you would
Please.
double and treble down when
You're
the
asking me to be
evidence
on
is
your
pointing
show.
the other
You're
way.
asking me to be on your show. Do you want to talk?
But he is doubling and tripling down. He's asking the question and fucking answer it.
Yes.
If you're asking me to be on the show, and I want to be on the show,
I love these guys painting
Hassan
nails
is
on, I
really
just
like a
noticed.
little kid with a bag of sweets going to his mom, like, please, no, listen, hear me out.
Mummy,
hear me
I
out.
didn't steal them. Mummy, no, I didn't. I swear.
Put that shit back. I ain't buying your shit.
Mummy, please.
That's what it is. Hassan looks like the Brandon Rogers character of Grandpa. It looks like he is
oh
actually related
God,
to
he
it.
does. But is this what Harmful Opinions was talking about? That Hassan really comes off like a mentally
kid.
disabled child who's just stumbling around.
Is that
and
what it
being-
is? Is fucking what's that? Rudy?
Is his whole fan base people who feel bad for him?
I've never thrown money at people when I feel bad for them.
Well, people give me money.
I would hope it's not because they pity you, Aiden.
I hope so as well, but you never know. But is that he comes off like a little. That was Harmful Opinions' contention. That was his hypothesis. Is that Hassan Piker comes off like a mentally disabled child in an adult body.
Okay, he's
and
reverse
women-
Hezbollah.
Oh,
Like one of them used
Yeah.
like a genie wish
not
to steal.
Hezbollah, please. Let's be clear.
Now that would be a very different conflict.
Yeah, that would be very different.
The idea versus Hezbollah.
Oh my gosh! But I think the more I look at Hassan's his reactions, the more I think that Harmful Opinions hypothesis
This is
has
just a tiny
credibility to it.
child. So it's
It's
like
like, oh,
fucking
no.
Master Blaster. I won't
It's
kill
like
him. He's the
the-
mind of a child.
Yeah, it's like, but you know, like if you like saw if you were walking down the street and you saw a baby, like a toddler, walking around alone, you would go, oh gosh, okay, let's help you out. We got to get you somewhere. Okay, let's go find your mommy. Is that Hassan's fan base of let's go find your mommy and get you some nuggies? By the way, make sure he has his nuggie.
The fact that
An
that's
awful die.
the reaction. Again, like the nuggy thing is demonstrating the issue.
What do you want me to do, die?
You're frightened that he'll starve to death, so we have parasocially added a chicken nugget to the whole
Plot
issue.
twist: Hassan is Ricky Berwick. Jay, take that back. Ricky Berwick is a full-ass adult who can very well take care of himself by scooting his crippled ass all over the floor.
If
and
if it came down to a fight, my bet is on Ricky by far.
Ricky wins.
I've seen how fucking Hassan throws
Ricky
kicks.
wins.
He cannot beat Ricky.
I've also seen Ricky throw a plate on the ground. He would definitely just take out Hassan's shins.
Also, I've seen Ricky's gun in collections.
Yeah, exactly.
More importantly.
Yeah. Okay, chat. I'm gonna put it to you. Who wins in a fight? Who wins? Is it going to be
Okay, Lance is $5. I've got to say the Muslim world has certainly gone down in quality of minds it produces. We used to have Muslims like Saladin, now we have Hassan.
Hassan.
First of all, Saladin's overrated. Secondly, and more importantly, inbreeding will do that.
I think Ricky would kick Hassan's butt. Personally. Let's see what the chat thinks. Let's continue.
So, thank you so much for having me
That's
on
the
your
tag
show.
team. Ricky
Let me
Berwick
explain
and
exactly.
Ricky Berwick and Sam Hyde.
Oh.
Like
Hassan
Master
would run
Blaster.
away. Hassan would run away.
Strap
He's
Ricky
already run
Berwick
away.
to Sam Hyde's back.
And no, make it like what's that dude from
Master Blaster.
Yeah, Master Blaster. Oh shoot, that'd be so
Who
cool.
runs bar to town?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, who do we strap to the back of Hassan to make it even? Hezbollah? Hezbollah won't like him. Hezbollah's from like actual Arabic territory. He'd fucking hate this Turk.
He doesn't want anything to do with. I doubt Hezbollah
Joe Biden.
wants anything to do with. Oh yeah, strap Joe Biden.
It has to be another like person with some kind of miniature syndrome. That's one thing. Hezbollah.
Kamala Harris.
But
no, it has to be someone who else is tiny.
Lauren Boebert.
Peter Dinklage. He's a dick, isn't he? So
I was thinking, like, can we grow out Volsh's head onto a tiny body?
like in what's that movie? That Space Invader movie where they grafted the woman's head onto the dog. Mars Attacks. Put Vosh's head onto a dog. He'd like that too much.
Okay, remember the really dumb guy from Mars Attacks? And the more I look at Hassan, the more I'm thinking, is this Turkish Mars Attacks?
Oh my god. We are right now at nearly 40 votes, 95%. Ricky Berwick wins the fight. I
Who
am
voted for Hassan?
Hassan, he's in the stream.
He's in the stream getting
It's just not
butt blasted.
totally beat Ricky Berwick.
I totally beat Ricky Berwick. I swear I could beat him up. I could totally beat up Ricky Berwick. I don't think so. I don't think
Okay,
so.
here's the
I don't think
rules.
so.
Like Hassan has full range of the ring. It's no holds barred. You can use weapons. Ricky
can he jump off
Ricky-
the ropes.
Ricky has Sam Hyde in the corner, but he has to get there and tag. I think that's an easy win for Ricky.
I agree. I think so as well. Also, Ricky's gonna fly off the ropes. He's gonna be doing some kind of like crazy crap.
He's got very long arms. so
I
that's
know
his
Vosh
body.
prefers horses, but I think he'd also be happy if his head was attached to a dog body. Just saying.
Okay,
Because
so
he's used to being a
we've now
bitch.
changed from Sam Hyde with Ricky Burke on his back to having like Centaur Vosh with Hassan in cavalry formation. I mean, I think the Turks were quite well known for having cavalry at one point
Yeah.
with the
Let's
Cataphracts.
go. Let's okay. So Hassan
This
is
is
riding
now
on the
escalated.
Hassan is riding on Centaur Vosh and fighting against Ricky Berwick, who is armed with Sam Hyde.
Sam Hyde and okay, to even it out, should he have like some kind of like single shot carbine or something?
I don't think he needs one.
Okay, we need something to even it out because we've got cavalry.
No,
involved
no,
now.
oh no.
Okay, Sam Hyde's
still
got a
think-
pike. There we go.
Okay, Sam Piker Hyde, Pikeman Hyde. Excuse me, Sam Pikeman Hyde. Let's all right.
No,
let me go
not
again.
like the pole arm, like the fish.
Oh, okay. All right. So Sam Hyde is armed with a fish. Sam Hyde with fish, and wait. Who is he riding?
Sam Hyde has got Ricky Burke on his back. He
With
is-
fish. Ricky.
I'd rather go against Pyramid Head than Ricky.
Me too, right?
Binary Eclipse. Hassan isn't stupid. He knows very well that what he's saying it doesn't matter whether it's wrong or not. It's all
Okay.
about ideology for him. Hassan isn't dumb. He's evil.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Sam Hyde with a fish and Ricky Berwick versus
Centaur Vosh and
Centaur Vosh.
Hassan,
Vosh,
but
Vosh
no
is
weapons.
just gonna be jerking himself off.
He can't reach. The monkey's paw slam shut again.
The monkey's paw, yes. Versus Hassan.
That was fucking
riding
quick.
Centaur Vosh. Let's ask. Here's the new question.
It's not
Sam
on
Hyde
Pathfinder.
armed
This
with
is
a fish and Ricky Berwick.
Like in Pathfinder, this is like the one profession where you would like realistically have to kind of figure out what part of what creature is where.
Armed with a fish. Carrying. Is he carrying? Yeah, basically.
Yeah, Hassan's on.
No, he's
Vosh-
riding, no, riding,
Centaur
riding.
Vosh is back.
Okay,
we
wait,
have
I gotta
to give him some control
reframe
now.
this. Hang on, my sentence structure. It's not right. It's Ricky riding Sam Hyde. Riding Sam Hyde, armed.
This is
fish.
the thing we've described here is absolutely grotesque.
It really is. That's what makes it great.
Okay, hear me out. We need to change this. We need to change that even further after this one.
Okay.
It's Ricky Berwick's head on Sam Hyde's body.
Okay, I
No.
like this.
So
All right.
not removing the head. Like it's an
Okay, so
added
it's
one, like an
It's
etting.
Ricky Hyde armed with fish. With
Just
a
graft him on
with
like the little like brain
fish.
the brain
There
rat
we
on
go.
a storm vermin.
All right, I've got it now. Here it is, lads. It is Ricky Hyde armed with a dead fish versus Hassan riding Centaur Vosh. How did we end up here?
I was thinking to myself, I wonder how badly I can derail this and not have anyone talk out against me. The answer is I can do what the fuck I like, can't I?
I mean, I'm not going to
No,
say shit. It's
Sam
funny.
Hyde's
Is
head
it
on
just me,
Ricky's
or is
body.
Hassan's
Whoa.
haircut getting worse?
Let's get back to it. Sorry,
What is this? It
Derailed.
looks like what is this fucking like flat top haircut?
Oh,
he's rocking?
literally had it spray painted on.
It
what
lo-
is
it
he-
does
why
look
has he
like
done
spray
this?
on hair.
By the way, I'd like to point this out. I had to I had a chip in my tooth. They were like, it's gonna take us 3 months to get you into the dentist. And then I missed my dentist appointment, by the way. But I used a home dental kit to do a little like quick fix to fill in the chip. It's a small chip, but it bothered me. This feels like the same thing, but with his hairline. And I'm sorry, Hassan.
He's had a bad hair day. I mean, I'm not going to judge him for
But
that.
like me being able to fix a tiny little chip in my
and his
front
peers
tooth.
over here just rocking the fucking like rocking the worst parting mankind has ever seen. Like
Exactly.
rocking the AVGN parting at this point.
Yeah. But I can fix a little chip in my tooth with a little bit of temporary tooth filler. You can't fix your hairline by spray painting it.
You do
That's
realize
not how it works.
Maybe the
makeup
makeup people just fucked him up.
problems, I think his hair is the least of his fucking problems.
I don't know. I mean, literally, like, look, he's shrugging. His own shirt's shrugging in confusion.
I would not be
and
surprised
his
if, like,
nipples are lit up.
if you like pulled on his on his big jug ears, like his head would pop open. There'd be a rat controlling a mech suit. People always say, "Oh, the Skaven and Warhammer are such cool characters because they're sniveling little conniving shitbags." No, this is what Skaven would be in real life. They'd be a sunpiker,
So far,
terminally stupid.
Ricky Hyde riding, or Ricky Hyde, oh shit, Ricky Hyde armed
Ricky
with a dead
Hydewick.
fish. Ricky Hydewick armed with a dead fish is 84% versus Hassan riding Centaur Vosh, who's at 16%.
Well, do we install Ricky Berwick like Kang?
Yeah, I wanted to be like
Or
Kang,
Krang, rather.
or like Krang. Yeah, like
Krang,
Krang.
not
That
Kang.
he's just
Sorry,
he's
sorry.
no Krang, like
Krang.
not like Kang, like Krang. Or Ricky's just inside of Sam Hyde. Don't clip that.
It's too late. Rat King has taken exception to my Skaven
Rat
comment,
King.
understandably.
He
Yeah, I
sees-
apologize.
Bill, you need to
I
cease
disavow.
your
It's finally happened. The
anti-rat
one I found
racism.
I found the one race I wasn't willing to be racist against.
Let's get back to this fucking nonsense.
Don't worry, rat people. You're whiter than Italians are.
Oh wow. Yeah, ignore that.
what I said, and let me explain to you why I think
Oh
still
my god, this
to this very
freaking
moment
god.
Let him cook.
there
Let
is
him
a
cook.
third-party
Let him cook.
investigation that is concluded by the UN, the International Criminal Court, or specifically a forensic analyst that that looks at the situation, is allowed to be on the ground. This is not just my perspective. This is B'Tselem as well, which is an Israeli organization that has also demanded a third-party investigation occur. I am not going to conclusively say that this was not
I don't
Israel's
expect you to.
fault.
I
Why?
don't expect you to.
Because I just gave you, and not because I'm a propagandist. As far as me being a propagandist,
But you
goes,
just called
everyone
yourself
is
a propagandist.
I'm just honest about it. You're a propagandist.
No. That's incorrect, Hassan. Not everyone
Did
is a
you bring one of
propagandist.
those like wood strapped Rolexes to this meeting?
Oh wow, he did.
Or those,
Listen
those
here.
chintzy like those fucking. I hate those kind of like eco watch things. They fucking drive me nuts. People.
That probably cost
look like shit,
$10,000
people.
anyway. Still.
Yeah.
Listen here, Hassan. The fact that you are okay with being called a propagandist, that's all right. We have another person here who's okay with being called a propagandist. It's Spoon. Spoon calls himself a propagandist all the time, don't you?
Hello.
However, once you have called your... What are you a propagandist for? And this is important, Spoon. What are you
Me?
a propagandist for? Yes.
Anti-democracy.
Yeah. Right? Okay.
Because democracy sucks and it doesn't work.
But because you're a monarchist.
Yes, that
That's
too.
that's what it's about. You're a monarchist.
But I don't move people to monarchy. It's more just away from democracy. If you happen to go down the route of monarchy, congratulations, my work is done. But if you don't, it's still good enough. Just don't go down the authoritarian.
But I would say that you don't lie.
No, of course
You
not.
just yes, you don't lie to people.
No.
You show them a different way of looking at the world.
Yes,
different
just
way
by
of
the
perceiving
objective reality of things. Like V said, there is a war on noticing. And I just go,
Oh, don't
hey, look.
notice. You can't notice.
Yes, and I'm more like, yeah, I'm actually going to actively notice the thing and I'm going to talk about it.
No. That, in my opinion, is very different from what Hassan Piker does. What Hassan Piker does, by describing himself as a propagandist, is that he lies to his audience. He does it all the time. He does it constantly. He just lies. That's why he calls himself a propagandist, because I think he knows he lies. Well, not just I think. I know now that he knows.
To be
he's
fair, if
lying.
his audience is overwhelmingly women, at least he speaks their language.
Dang.
You don't
I
miss.
mean, how true.
That's a good shot. Come on.
Bug. Like, that's very good.
You
but
don't
is
miss.
that- yeah, I do think that his audience is overwhelmingly very young women who are looking for a... They just think he's hot.
A father figure because they don't have one.
No, I think I don't think it's the father figure. I think they either think he's hot,
My
or
son,
they think
he
he's
is
hot,
sick.
and my son, he is sick. I need to help him because he's a little tiny baby who is lost in the woods, and he's so
Can we get
stupid.
can we get Hassan drawn the style like Mini Drake?
I mean, Jesus. Whoa! Slosher for 50 Canadian says, moving today, can't watch live. Hope everything's going well with your Sisyphean struggle to force integrity into academia. It's not Slosher, but thank you so much. By the way, can you give me a TLDR on why everyone is mad at some... I saw Scroopin' Sniper Wolf chick.
She showed up. She showed
yeah.
up to Jack Films' house, doxed him, and like was harassing him on screen.
Yeah, the TLDR is that Sniper Wolf is a lunatic woman. She showed up at another YouTuber's house. The YouTuber had been making fun of her for about a year, but he was making fun of her for being shitty at what she was doing. She would be like, "Oh no!" It got so bad that you could play bingo on her reactions to videos.
Oh my god!
You didn't know this?
No.
Oh my goodness. We'll watch one later. We'll watch one of Jack's films videos later. Then I'll pull one up. Any of them would work. But it got so bad that Jack could predict what she was going to say and do before she did it, and was making fun of her. Jack's Films is an OG YouTuber, or excuse me, as Sniper Wolf called him in her quote apology, Jack Films. It's Jack's with an S, because it is in the films belong to Jack's. Belong to Jack. He got so good at being able to predict how bad she was, and in fact, there were claims that she wasn't reacting to these TikToks at all. She was just reading off of a Google document and being like, "Oh no! Oh, how is that happening?"
It's just like a fucking soundboard.
Whoa!
I need you to stop before I hurt you.
Yeah, I would like to
Because
hurt me
it's
as well for the fact that, but I am just mimicking Sniper Wolf. The difference is that unlike Leah, I haven't had hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of plastic surgery done to my face.
Pretty sure Hassan's had his nose job.
Oh yeah, he probably has. But
yeah, I think he went to the same guy who did Anna's.
Oh no! Anyway, so it's terrible.
Is this supposed to be the gay guy from Family Guy?
No, that's just what she does. She just watches. She
or
watches
TikToks
Family
and
Guy.
goes,
"Whoa!
Hey,
how?"
While we're on the subject of Family Guy, just to let you know, everyone at home playing Baldur's Gate 3, Asteria, or not Asteria, whatever, the elf vampire dude sounds like adult Stewie
Asterius
Griffin.
Kokonos?
He sounds like adult Stewie Griffin. Those of you who are really into that elf, have fun with that, because you'll never unhear it.
You'd never be able to. I can't do it. I just did layman. Dang it.
I'll tell you what. If I get some money together and people can like help walk me through the process, I'll like record a mod of just layman's voice for all of his.
There is though. It was one of the first AI models I ever saw on YouTube.
One of the first like
was
AI voices with layman.
Yeah, was one. Yes, and this is true, guys. If you don't, well, this. A lot of you guys may not remember or know Dr. Lehman. Dr. Lehman was another social. He was a social scientist who also used to make videos here on YouTube. And one of probably the first AI generated video I ever saw was someone put his voice into an AI algorithm like years ago, like 5 years ago, something like that. And I'll play it later if I remember. But
it wasn't even like an algorithm; it was like a neural network.
Neural net, and it was like
it was just absolute gibberish that was slowly homing on his voice.
Like it was crazy. It was so funny though, but it did sound like him.
We've strayed too far off the topic.
All right, Hassan Piker.
Back to the brain trust here.
Back to the brain trust.
Propagandist. We have our biases.
Who you think I'm a
I am at least
propagandist
honest
for?
about my biases.
Who do you think I'm a propagandist?
Yeah, for
you can't ask that question.
Who do I think you're a propagandist for? Whichever you're every.
Because you know who you know. We all know.
Hold on.
We all know who Hassan thinks Piers Morgan's a propagandist for, which is the state of Israel.
More hats.
Is this yes? Did you put his tendy back in his mouth? He's starving.
No.
Put the tendy back.
He is not smart enough to eat.
He's starving.
I don't care.
he can't speak and walk at the same time. What makes you think he can speak
He
and
can't
eat?
blink
It's
and
like
talk at the same
chicken,
time.
nugget? No, it's not.
Give him
No.
that number.
Have you noticed how, like, okay, Piers Morgan, Angler, obviously he has deep set eyes. Have you noticed how fucking deep set Hassan's eyes are in his skull? It's like they're fleeing
The
from
glasses
his body.
don't help.
It makes it look like he has little whiskers. The overhead lights with the glasses make it look like he has whiskers. I said it earlier. Look at it.
He looks like Wall Smoth.
He doesn't like Wall Smoth. That's true. And if you guys aren't familiar with that, just Google Wall Smoth. WOLLSMOTH. There you go. Dang.
Every media person is doing propaganda. This
Yeah,
is
but
just
who for?
a
I've got to be
fact.
doing it for
doesn't-
somebody.
You think it's a bad word? I
Makes
don't.
me like a
That's
little
just
cat.
difference.
I do.
Yeah, for him.
I would like to know.
Key.
I would like to know, Hassan, how do you fuck this up? You could literally just said whoever's paying your salary,
Exactly.
and
but
he
he
still
won't.
couldn't fucking do that.
Because you know what he wants to
Hello,
say.
chat. Please type key QUI in the chat if you know who Hassan is talking about. Then type key QUI.
Rabbi
Oh,
Chaim von Scheckelblatt
Scheckelblatt.
sends, "Hello, Goyim."
Hello, Goyam.
Hello, go ahead.
Like Rabbi Chaim von Scheckelblatt occasionally shows up on, I think, not these streams every now and then in a blue once in a blue moon.
I wish
He shows up in other places.
I wish Rabbi Chaim von Scheckelblatt would show up over here, dang it. I love Rabbi Chaim von Scheckelblatt. He's the best.
He donates $5. Like, literally the best orchestrated bit, like producer
Chat.
we've seen.
Oh god, we're gonna get the
Who
chat.
could it be? Who could it be? Oh no, can I watch Who Can It Be later?
No. Keep with the subject.
Let's go with
It's
this.
actually
We're not
quite
just a meme
serious
channel.
charge. Hassan, I think it's a serious charge to level.
Not
as
really.
a podcaster, but as a journalist who's broadcasting around the world, who has a reputation, I believe, for being fair and impartial. Actually,
He's wiping
Fair
his mouth
enough.
from the tendy juices.
Fair and impartial. Piers, who the fucking hell has ever called you fair and impartial?
We all know what people have called Piers. Even to us fans.
We've certainly. I've
He's got to
certainly
keep
called Piers.
appearances, though, bless him.
I've certainly called Piers a few names that are not very pleasant.
Piers looks like the kind of guy who wouldn't tip after a night out.
Yeah, absolutely, he wouldn't.
on these issues, it's quite a charge to just say.
He looks like a sherry and wine drinker, doesn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, Sherry, definitely. From the little special
Madeira
classes.
Pesnay.
He would be that person who's like complain if you use the wrong glass.
To be
Oh,
fair, Piers
God,
looks
yeah.
like he sniffs his own. Like he literally goes out and goes.
Why are you giving me sherry in a tumbler? It has a specific glass, you cousin.
He actually looks like the kind of person who would fucking fart and then go down and go, oh, like that.
He looks like he buys Madeira wine in a 5-liter jug.
He probably does. To be fair.
In fairness, I would also get pissed off if you give me whiskey and it isn't in
Oh,
the
I
correct tumbler.
Really.
Yes, whiskey.
I guarantee you, he's got one of those big ice cube presses that forms it into a sphere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like the one used for Japanese ones? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I have specific glassware for whiskey.
Of course
so.
he does. Of course you do, Spoon.
Listen here, I have
Hey.
17 bottles of
Listen
fucking
here.
whiskey.
Listen, you have no position to talk just because you drink nothing but like whatever gin is cheapest, and I know that's the case because I buy it for you.
Mm-hmm. Bring it up, by the way, because I'm out of booze.
No, you couldn't wait.
Well, could
Based,
you
well done.
please?
I like the way that you get demanding as soon as he says no, please. I'm asking
Yes,
with kindness and sugar on top, you gay.
I'm pretty pleased with sugar on top.
Oh,
Bring
you-
up the booze so I can have some.
Hey.
No.
I'm gonna drink it all.
Did you drink it all?
No, there's another bottle.
All right, give me the bottle. Give me another bottle.
No.
Also, Aiden,
No
if
one
you...
needs to hear you sloppy drunk. If they wanted that,
I'm
they'd
not-
watch.
not
If
trying
they
to
wanted
get
to hear
sloppy.
you sloppy drunk, they'd watch the first day fucking D&D game instead.
Oh God, that was out of nerves, and you were drunk too, you dingus.
Yeah, but you were drunk, so no one knows.
Yes, I was drunkest. That made it worse. Yes.
It's a lot easier to
But
get
I'm-
drunk when you
But
weigh
I'm also
105 pounds.
shaking out of nervousness.
105.
Can
Try 80.
80. It's about 80.
You weigh
My
80
last one.
pounds?
Yeah.
Lighter than a sack of potatoes.
Woman, that's like barely 40 kilos.
Yeah, I'm well aware.
Way less actually. It's 454 grams to the
No,
kilo.
I saw how
Sorry,
much I weighed
454
when
grams
I
per pound.
saw how much I weighed when I was on the scale. And it was 41 kilos. very proud of my ability to not
Woman,
die.
I
Just
shit
kidding.
heavier shits than you.
Your whiskey collection weighs more than she does.
Yes. And the bottles are empty, for fuck's sakes.
Why was I nervous? It's been enough time. Can I
Because
talk
she
about
might
now?
die
We would-
from fucking lack
It's
of
just like,
weight.
yeah, just the fact that a stray
okay.
breeze could carry her out the
So
window. and-
if we're way in, so I think I should be able to talk about why I was nervous. Some of you may know that I've been in kind of like a weird fight with the University of Oregon because I made fun of a paper that they published.
They were asking why you were nervous on the D&D game.
Well, no. Oh, well, I'll just say it here because I also wanted to talk about it tonight.
She was nervous because we hadn't actually like played the game with those guys.
Oh, yeah. I
Nor
was
had we
nervous 'cause
spoken.
I
The only
didn't-
people there we
I only
really
knew-
spoken to. We spoke to X-Rigger. We've spoken to Disparate.
Yeah,
on
I've
the
met
trip.
X-Ray Girl. I know Disparate, but I get nervous.
We went to a dinner with
Um,
Disparate at a place called the Flatiron, and
Which is
in London.
fantastic,
Really
by the
nice
way.
place and quite cheap. If you're in London, go to the Flatiron. It's great.
But don't you?
Bill,
Wasn't it in Soho?
Yeah, in Soho, I think.
Bill,
No,
if I,
it
It
was-
stunk.
if
I
I
mean,
do,
it stinks to get to Soho, but if you can get there, it's a good restaurant. Yeah.
Bill, if I do the stream in Disparate, we should get you on as well.
Hell yeah, I'm down the clan.
Fuck
What
yeah.
about me? I'm not.
No
invited.
Aidens.
It's allowed. Oh my goodness. Okay, so here's what happened. I was intentionally avoiding talking about this for a little bit until we got well into the stream, but I have been in a
Before we can try it, we're gonna pause with Piers on that face.
yes.
Yes.
And put that nuggie in Hassan's mouth. He's literally starving right now.
Yeah,
Spoon.
but
He's
Piers is the one
starving.
with that mouth open. Put it in Piers'
Then
mouth.
give Piers the nuggie.
He's beckoning for it with his hand.
He's beckoning for it. Okay, so I made a video that I thought was hilarious about a really, really funny study that's terrible, but it's still up and published. 4 out of the 5 scholars involved in it have now had their public profiles from the University of Oregon removed. Yesterday, I'm serious about this, guys. Like this actually like really, really scared me. That's why I'm like shaking and why I was like,
incoming.
It's not because you're dehydrated or
Why-
anything.
no, maybe, but but why I was why did we start the podcast late? Why was I shitting and pissing and coming? Why wasn't coming? Why was I shitting and pissing when we started the podcast? Is because
She's hungry.
no, maybe no, I ate bread before we started.
Bill, you know what you need to do?
I had to make garlic bread from scratch because the
literally
thought
made
wouldn't
garlic
eat the
bread.
fucking curry I made her.
Yeah, he made me.
You know what you need to do, Bill? You need to like step on her foot and get her mouth to open like she's a fucking bin, and then just like slap a phone in her mouth and just like force it down her.
Bin.
I have
absolute.
Aiden Wheelie Bin. But if I have size 13 feet, if I trod on her feet, they would break.
Oh, you probably like break one of her metatarsals.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's already got like a fucking.
I already have a
fracture.
broken metatarsal.
She
Yeah.
She would. I've seen her lose fights with furniture. I'm not.
Yeah,
going
I've
down that
literally
road.
lost. Yeah. Okay. So here's what happened, guys.
That's what happens when you drink and walk, woman.
Here's what happened. Chad.
Not in a straight line, you don't.
I'm not speaking to you guys anymore. You're being very mean and rude
Mute
to
her.
me. The university yesterday, what happened was they
Yesterday.
oh, my problem seems so far away in Oregon State, you little ding dong.
Ringo isn't even the best drummer in the Beatles.
How rude. After 2 months now of me trying to report the fact that Oregon State has been falsely claiming a video of mine. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. So they falsely claim this video because there's some troon there at the university. There's actually 2 troons. It's a
It's an infestation.
twoon. Yeah, it's an
You can't
infestation.
call them the twoon.
who are like reporting my video because they're mad that their own research is stop it because they're mad that their own research is shitty.
Everyone in the chat's like, please, someone force feed Aiden. We don't want her to die.
Well, thank you. Unfortunately, death. Anyway, so I'm just
Poor Ringo. Don't give Ringo Starr fucking pity. He's Ringo
he's
Starr.
my favorite. He's my favorite of the Beatles.
So
Don't
George
be
Harrison
mean.
exists.
No, I love Ringo. He's my favorite.
You're the only person who says that.
It's not true. I am not the only person who has Ringo as their favorite Beatle. You're lying. So anywho, so I was like complaining to the university, right? That, well, that they had made this false complaint against me. They wouldn't respond. And in fact, the funniest damn thing is that I called the only scholar who still has a public profile left. Oh, I like that. I like that he's got that chicken nugget in his mouth right now. Anyways, I called the university to be like, to the only scholar that still now has, there's five scholars. 4 of them have now had their accounts removed. I think they're just hiding them and protecting them. But I called the last one like a month ago, and he picked up the phone and he said, "Oh, it's you. I don't want to talk to you." Boop.
To be fair, I have the same react when she calls me at work.
I love you too, Bill.
Bye.
So it keeps going on and keeps going on. So I call the National Science Foundation because they're the ones who funded it. I call the Oregon State University IRB. I call everybody. I've called the provost. I've called everyone, and I'm like, could anybody please respond to me about the fact that they're trying to take down my video where I just made fun of their stupid study? All I did was just make fun. I didn't dox you.
No. Before we continue, first of all, I'd like to point out, why are there so many Ringo Starr fans in the chat?
Because Ringo Starr's the best Beatle.
He's
That's
honestly
why.
probably the most talented person in the Beatles.
He's
but
the best Beatle.
Then again,
whoever it is.
like who would willingly admit that Ringo's their favorite Beatle? I mean,
Ringo's always
maybe
my
Yoko
favorite
Ono.
Beatle. Since I was a
Maybe you
child.
go-
Literally since I was a little girl, Ringo has always been my favorite. What are you talking about? I love Ringo.
I don't give a shit. I'm like the Monkees rather than the Beatles, so I don't care.
Yes, it was very academics. Please respond, to be fair. But I was like, please stop keeping the video down. There's nobody was doxxed. Nothing bad happened. Nobody was harmed by me talking about your publicly published study. Yes, everybody make the academics please respond jokes. I do deserve them. Academics, please
Where is
respond.
Zalmez with the soundboard with that on it?
Right? I just
How bad is the world?
Man.
How fucked is the economy that the
Dang.
line Ringo Starr is overrated has been spoken by a mortal person?
Ringo Starr's not overrated. He's great.
Like someone has actually been able to say, unironically, Ringo Starr is overrated. Ringo Starr gets mugged off by his own bandmates.
That's unfair. Anywho, so but things have to quote Keffels, things have escalated. All right.
Not a comparison you wanted to make.
Oh, I know. No, I'm doing it on purpose. People were comparing me to
You
Kraut.
can't afford that amount of cocaine.
Yeah, no. People were comparing me to Kraut. Academics, please respond. So now we're.
You know what's the
saying
most
things have
overrated
escalated.
drummer? Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, that's a
Who's
fairly safe
Lars
bet.
Ulrich?
Yeah.
He's Metallica's drummer.
Oh, for
okay.
God's sakes, Aiden, how do you not know that?
But
Because I
though,
don't
I'd say
know
the
anything.
most underrated drummer is the drummer from System of a Down, whose name always escapes me. But
I was trying to. I told you. I thought it was Steve Rye.
When you look for a good drummer, do you mean someone who, do you mean as in a drummer in their own right, or as in their position in the band as a manufacturer of the sound is underrated?
I'm saying
Who's
that
the drummer for
I'm-
MSI? I can't recall.
I will say that John Domayan, technically speaking, in terms of quality of their drum playing, his drum playing carries early System of a Down. He's very technically talented.
Kitty.
Yeah.
He's also responsible
Makes
for the
you-
fact that there's no new System of a Down albums because he's a Trump fan and all the rest of them hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and I'm not sure about the bass player, but he's like Darmayan's like a hardcore Trump fan, and
Can
all
I
the rest refuse to go. But
Could I
No.
finish my story as to
No.
why I'm having a meltdown? Rude! You guys are so rude.
We're talking about drumming now.
we are treating it with the respect it
Make sure that you
fucking
make
deserves.
that you give Piers that chicken nugget.
I
okay.
did. His face is
No,
literally stuffed with it.
push it up in there. Like you get it. All
Bitch, I
up
can't
in-
push it any fucking more.
No, I'm saying move it up and down. It's like
I'm-
You want to talk about getting clipped? Jesus Christ!
Yeah.
I'm going. Let's fuck this. I'm gonna go shack up with more.
no, Bill, come back. Don't check it with smaller. What,
I'll join
Bill?
him.
Why you gonna trade one Welshman for another?
Well, as a people, you're physically weak, so I think it was being cheaper that way.
Yeah, with your tiny skulls.
Why are you all agreed on my tiny skull? I don't have a tiny
It's
skull.
advantageous in a fight to be able to grip the person's entire skull with one hand.
I don't have a tiny
I
skull.
feel like if you said to Bill, who would you rather have in a fight, a Dutchman or a Welshman, he's going to choose a Dutch.
Yeah, I do have a
And
tiny
we
skull.
also
Stop being rude.
hilariously enough, the Dutch lost significantly against our navies. The reason that Guernsey got conquered during the Napoleonic War is because we were all busy going over to the Netherlands to burn their fleet to the ground.
Whoa, Spoon! It sounds like you're next. He's gonna
Bill's
come
not, Bill's
over.
not gonna harm me.
He's gonna come over to South Africa and burn it to the
No,
ground.
that sounds like a plan to me.
Considering the
Never
demographic
met a
in South
nice
Africa,
South African, and
So-
that's not bloody
No, so-
surprising, man.
This just in: a high-level white man spotted in South Africa. Locals on suicide watch.
considering the demographic, if Bill wants to go to South Africa and do some damage, here's my blessing.
Well, you're a bunch of ignorant loudmouths with no sense of humor.
Yeah, but the people
I've
who
always
say
found
that
it
in
hilarious that the English and Americans
Yes, the stream is developing.
parroting
You're right,
the
yes.
South Africans are loudmouths with no sense of humor when they are the two worst offenders.
I've never had no sense of humor at all. I only rely on you to rate the jokes for my videos. What are you talking about?
English. Also, Aiden has a notoriously weird sense of humor.
I do. But no, I don't.
Yes,
Wait,
you
what?
do. Literally, Bill can back me up on this. Whenever Aiden sends me something, I never laugh because, like,
Okay, when we're done with this, I would like
Your
to
scripts
watch.
without my input are a cure for insomnia. I'm not gonna lie. I fall asleep once per script.
Yes, he does. He truly does. Like I okay. So here's how
So
my
it's the
script,
closest I get to a good night's sleep. in
here's
this
how my
asshole.
rude. Here's how my script process works. I spend like 2 weeks writing an academic piece of research. Then I read it to Bill. He falls asleep while reading it.
That's not the only thing it is.
She has 4chan humor. Yes, I do.
yeah,
My
yeah.
Down
entire
with the
set of
N word.
humors.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm sorry, no, DN
doesn't like
word.
the
It's
N
different.
Oh, right.
Sorry, I missed. Sorry, Doriculus. Didn't want to disparage you. DN word. That's good. See, Spoon, we forward
That's
cover
a
band.
good joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke, though.
That should be the podcast name. DN word.
Aiden dated a black girl and acquired a worse sense of humor somehow. No, my sense of humor has always been about where it's at. I dated that black girl, well, 2 of them, by the way, and that was
Okay, calm down,
15
let me kill,
years
Mister.
ago. What's wrong with that?
By the way, she doesn't like let me kill, Mister. Everyone judge her. She doesn't like Motorhead.
I'm sorry that I find black women attractive. And I was still
You should be.
canceled for it, which is insane. It's like, oh, I think that you're physically attractive. And they go, oh, you're appropriating my skin
Isn't it
color.
funny that some black woman broke you and some black guy made my channel funnier? That's pretty ironic.
Yeah. Oh, shall we get back into an idiot?
Which one?
You might want to rephrase that.
It's kind of
Who would
offensive,
you
Bill.
who would you rather get into?
Neither.
Piers
these two?
Morgan
Jesus
or
Christ.
Hassan Piker? You have to pick. Here is the okay. Now pick. Who would you? You're forced. It's a FMK. It's fuck, marry, kill. It's Hassan Piker, Piers Morgan, or who's the third? Me. Hello.
Okay,
This is-
marry
this is-
Piers Morgan. I mean, I'd fuck her. Fuck Hassan just because I would come on that face just to cover it up. And and that doesn't bode well for you on the remaining option. does it?
Well, that.
Piers has got a few bob put away. You know, give me a laugh.
He's got money.
yeah.
You can marry
Put my
Piers.
feet up. You know, not have to worry
Yeah,
about.
he's gonna.
Not have to worry about where the money for the broadband is
take
coming
care of
from
you.
every month.
He'll
like
take
normal,
care.
yeah.
He'll take care of you. That's fine. He'll be a loving husband to you. Well, Spoon. Fuck.
For legal reasons.
For legal reasons. Like, that's my husband who just said that shit. What the hell do you think? Go ahead. You're fine. FMK.
Now, be very
me,
careful where you
Piers,
phrase this,
Hassan.
because if you pick the wrong thing, a billion fucking fan fictions will be written.
Very true.
I'm sorry.
FMK.
I'm copying Bill's model. It seems the safest bet.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Great, we're now part of the fucking Piers Morgan harem.
Well, okay.
At least
so,
we'll have a good supply of whiskey in the place.
so Bill and Spoon are going to become part of Piers Morgan's harem.
We're here out on the deck chairs, chilling, drinking like $200
That and
bottle of whiskey.
we're brothers in crime.
No, you're brothers in Christ, I suppose.
We're trying desperately to figure out how to steal the furniture.
Just to convert to Mormonism and both become Piers's wives. There you go.
Now, don't go down this road. You've already offended fucking poor Shad once.
Oh no! I already offended Shad once. No, I won't offend Shad's religion
gonna get a
again. I'm
call-out
sorry.
post
I know
next.
he's gonna call me out. No, I'm not saying.
My favorite thing still
Shad's
from
a
my
good
family's
man.
history is like he had a Book of Mormon. Like they always like sign the front saying that they say like this is like what I believe to be the absolute truth. It's like a whole thing of the Mormons. And my granddad had that book, and it was as pristine as the day it was printed because he hadn't read it
Makes
once.
you Eskimo brothers.
Because we both crawled inside the same dead whale.
to try and escape the freezing cold.
See now you've completely like screwed the pooch. Now the fucking fan fiction's going into
I'm
completely
the one who
different
screwed the pooch.
direction.
You're the one
now.
who's screwing Piers Morgan here. All right, shall
Please
we?
be quiet.
Can we continue?
I'm a stenographer for the Israeli government, or I'm a propagandist. I don't think there's any evidence that I'm either of those things. I'm
I can fix
curious.
him.
I'm sorry.
Oh, there we go.
As soon as it starts back up, I'm a stenographer for the Israeli. I can't. All right, continue.
Thanks for imposing the video.
Video
This
Hassan.
conversation, 3,000 Piers, while we're having this back and forth, 3,840 Palestinians
The
have
stream
been
got real
ruthlessly
real
slaughtered
fast.
in
Good.
the last incursion into Gaza.
I'd like to know where he got those numbers from.
I don't know. Look at his shirt. He doesn't know either.
He's checked the bathroom wall in the bathroom.
He got confused. Yeah. He doesn't know. I mean, he looked in the mirror and he's like, oh, I don't know.
I feel like this is an incredibly
Jesus.
selfish, self-centered conversation to have. You asked
Yes,
me
it
to be on
is.
here.
It's incredibly
You wanted-
self-centered. Why are you
wanted
two
my
retards
perspective.
having an argument over
Give
this?
it to you.
Exactly.
And nobody
I don't wanna
cares
talk
about what either of you have
whether
to
the-
say.
I don't want to talk about
Exactly.
Noam Chomsky style.
Also,
What were you
Hassan.
bringing up,
No,
Noam
Noam
Chomsky?
Chomsky.
Yeah,
'Cause he
Hassan.
doesn't fucking know what he's talking about.
Hassan,
Just
you daft
bringing up
git. You're
names.
the one who brought up propaganda.
My brother. Wait a minute. This entire mission.
My
was your
brother,
idea.
not in Christ. Why are you bringing up Noam Chomsky? Just because it's a name that you know? Again, this is the
By
thing.
the way, Noam is
Hassan,
no longer on your fucking side. He is now like
I
firmly
know,
in the
I know.
anti-immigration camp.
He's no longer on your side.
Really?
What a coincidence? Because you're about to be living on the fucking lawn.
What for saying that he's no longer on your side?
Is he like staunch anti-immigration now?
Oh my god, this
He was talking.
has gone
He was
off the
saying that
rails.
basically. He's saying with Kissinger, eh? Like
Yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as the wind starts turning into like their crowd, like the globalists, like
Even Kissinger said lately that bringing in like thousands of people with different ideologies is going to cause clashes. It's like,
No,
really?
fucking
No
perish
shit.
perish the thought, that thing we were told you from day one. It's like when they say, "Oh, people who didn't trust the vaccine, why didn't you tell us?"
Oh my
did.
goodness.
And everyone's
Why-
response
why
was,
did you
"Jump
tell
up
me?"
your own ass and die."
Literally. We
It would have
did
been better
tell
if you just went
ding
drop dead.
dong. Oh my goodness.
Manufacturing
Okay.
consent conversations
Okay.
about how the media is operating
Listen,
in the
listen.
the behest of
Okay.
You were the
capital
guy.
owners.
Listen,
I think
you
this
were
is
the
a-
guy.
Hassan really does feel like he takes his politics from a half-remembered System of a Down album. Because the line
But it's
"manufacturing consent" is like quoted verbatim from Boom.
But by the
I
way,
think that's probably true, by the way.
can I just say the idea that media companies run for profit? Why did so many of them close down in the last couple of years, in Hassan? If they're actually if they're running for profit, they wouldn't be running out of fucking money.
Inadequacy.
Where's my chicken tendies? There you go. There's the
Also,
answer.
and more importantly, the answer is that they're not going under; they're getting bought out from under each other.
Yeah, but
As a
where the
result,
fuck
we're getting-
runs the Guardian? Oh, yeah, that'd be Bill Gates.
Aiden's dying upstairs.
Is she
Praise
choking on
the Lord.
chicken? Is she?
Probably. She wouldn't be. By the way, now she's. I think she might have run to the ladies' room. While she's away, I'm going to point out the fact that she doesn't eat a crust on garlic bread.
Why?
Don't know why. Admittedly, it was quite a stale like loaf, admittedly, but still, it's going in the oven. It's going to But what she doesn't know
But the
is
crust
that,
is the best
The
part.
reason that she enjoyed that garlic bread is that I mixed duck fat in with the mix.
Oh, okay. It's because she needs to put on weight.
Yes.
How does she?
Like everyone at home, if you enjoy this content, you're welcome. Because I kept this thought alive this whole time.
How in the name of God does she weigh like 42 kilos? She's like,
Doesn't eat.
dude, she's like 5'7".
Yep, she is tall for a woman.
That's right fucking thin. No wonder she can't
She's
fucking walk.
she is taller than the average man in America. 5'6" to 5'9" is like the range for the average bloke.
Yeah, but she weighs as much as a shoe.
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ, no wonder she's got... It's like, oh, my feet hurt. Yeah, I wonder why. Because you don't have any fat on it.
She, oh, why am I so thin? Because your body is so thin, it is cannibalized its myelin sheath.
Apparently she heard us.
Yeah, she's here. I'd hope she'd hear me. I'm literally 3 feet from her.
Goddamn woman. Eat bacon fat. Not the bacon. Like, literally just, like, pour the fatty food like fucking George Foreman in that episode of Futurama.
Cute. And then you get mad at me over it.
Die.
Or I will kill you.
These are the things we have to deal with, kids.
Do you have a frying pan, Bill?
Yes, and guess what? If it's in the pan after a meal's cooked, it goes into the sandwich.
Have you ever hit her with it?
I could hit her with my shadow and it would kill her.
Oh, God. That's not a good sign.
Give me 1 second. She's fucking retarded.
Oh, God. I have to know what... Take a guess what Bill is doing. I want the chat's input. Because I have no friggin' idea and I'm curious. Like, what can Ada not do? That... She can't lift a vodka bottle upstairs. Aiden, get back here. You're too weak to lift up the vodka. It weighs more than you. Get Bill to carry it. And the cups back down, because apparently you hold them next to your desk. And you fall over them when you stumble in a half-drunken haze to bed. These are all unsubstantiated rumors, people. They are definitely not true. They've definitely not been things said to me in DMs. Open the trolleys. Wipe. Oh God. Oh God. I'm gonna pray I didn't read that. Aiden, get back here. Fix it. She got boomers. Fell over a piece of paper.
Okay, I'm back.
Aiden's the kind of person that can get killed by a paper cut.
Yes.
That's probably not a joke.
I've seen her stub at her toe and legitimately shriek like a banshee.
I can believe that, actually. What does she need help with?
She once banged her knuckle. She had grabbed her bag and like one of the latches had swung around, hit her knuckle, and she legitimately screamed like she'd been shot.
She doesn't have enough bone and muscle mass to be clumsy.
Am I being disparaged?
Yes.
Yes.
Rude.
Repeatedly.
How mean.
Settle the fuck down, Skeletor, and do your fucking job for a change.
Yes. I did one time hit my foot.
Yeah, Skelebird is what we call you.
Because I have polyperipheral neuropathy.
Otherwise known as
hurts.
broken bone syndrome.
Not
We can hear you pouring the liquor, by the way.
good.
2 shots of gin.
That's like a substantial amount.
That is
This
also
is diddly squat.
that's like $50.
farm
That's like $50 to $60 a tin,
yeah,
like
but
gin from
Yeah,
from Jeremy Clarkson's farm. I had to
I
drive
like Jeremy Clarkson,
fucking
so I'm happy
miles
about
out
it.
into the ass crack of fucking Chipping Norton, stand in the boiling heat in a heat wave in a country I didn't want to go to get this poxy gin.
It was fantastic, and you had a fun time, and you know it. So don't bitch.
Don't bet. I had to drive it. You got me a car in manual after you had
I bought
gone
you the
out
car.
of your way to make sure I had to drive an automatic for 3 years.
I didn't know it was an automatic. I didn't buy that one. And yes, goodbye, Skull. You know,
Die.
Look, Dulcine. Let's finish this video. Dang. This is the probably worst stream we've ever done. And by that I mean probably the
From Rob
funniest.
Walker, is there any left in the bottle?
They called me-
There are dead people.
Listen,
Sure is.
Son, I only asked you because you're the guy that called me a
Didn't eat your
propagandist and
cheese.
called me a baboon in the
Why
street.
are we
I'm
watching
curious as to
two
why.
assholes
You don't wanna
fight?
say
I
you're
know.
wrong.
Has it ever struck you at once? Like, why are we listening to these two ball sacks of people?
It's funny.
That is a good question. It is. That's why.
We're watching two assholes
funny.
shit back and forth forever.
Yeah, it's funny. Forever, back and forth, forever. Poop back and forth forever. That is what.
No
this
one
video
is going to
is.
get that reference to you
How
and me
are
and
they
everyone
not?
we know.
You and me,
Nobody watches that.
Film.
No, it's not. It's borderline on noncery in certain scenes.
It,
Like,
it
it's
actually
just-
kind of is bordering on nonsense on some scenes. I would agree with that. But you and me and everyone we know is a good movie.
No, it's not. It's fucking garbage.
It's a funny movie.
It's for people who like think that Harmony Korine is fucking talented. Anyway, get on with the
Okay,
shit.
Sure thing.
But
I don't wanna listen to
Doing
any more of
propaganda
this.
for.
Get
We'll
on.
move
Just
on,
just
we'll
look
move on.
at
I
the
said-
sons.
I get-
We're
it's
less
like a-
halfway
it's a bigger
short.
picture. Let's
I
move on.
said
Let's
that
take a short
you-
break. Hassan, let's take a short break. I want to come back.
There's
I
the spirit,
wanna talk to you
Piers.
about what happened on October the 7th. Get your reaction to that. Welcome back. Hassan Piker is still with me. Hassan, I want to play you a clip of something that
Astonishingly.
you said about the.
Okay,
Sorry.
that's super chat from DRT King. Do you actually understand the reference?
My regret about Aiden is she has bonitis. Yeah, I get that. Of course I have bonitis.
Are you also an 80s guy?
I am kind of an 80s guy, to be fair.
Yeah. Well then,
True.
yes. okay.
True.
Neither of us were around during it.
I
We were born
wasn't
in
born yet.
1990.
I know we're born in 1990.
Who's getting the best head in this scene?
This is like listening to Adam and
Who
I think
is
you
getting the
said-
best
talk about
head?
economics. But you said Adam and
Tell
Stu
me,
Lister, but
who is getting the best head?
Nelfina for 2 has posted a very important image
Two asses crapping back and forth.
of pooping back and forth forever.
Also, this is
Why
not.
did you have this emoji like ready?
Wouldn't you?
Also,
You gotta know what's
this is
Nobody
not
knows
how
what's
this would
up.
sound if Adam and I spoke about economics, because Adam does not know the first thing about economics. He sims for UBI, for God's sakes, and he thinks
Adam has,
MMT is real. It's like
Strange
Jesus
opinions about
Christ.
economics.
Adam has a mental
However-
condition.
Yeah, it's called
Have a
Californian brain.
disorder. However, I would have to say, like, I do feel quite bad. We're talking about this whole Palestine Israel thing, right? This is I'm gonna be serious for like 5 seconds because we've been just joking all night about like even though we're discussing a serious issue. I have seen people say things to Sitch and to Dr. Gadsad, for example, that make me want to puke. Like really, like legitimately anti-Semitic things, and I don't like that at all.
What,
So there's
Sitch?
my yes to Sitch as well.
What Gad
I've-
said it to him?
No. Gads. Yes,
I-
Dr. Gadsad, the
Jew
the
fight,
Jew,
Jew fight,
said
Jew
Jew
fight,
fight,
Jew
Jew
fight.
fight. No, I've just seen some of this shit that people have been saying to people like Sitch and to people like Dr. Sad, and it is disturbing to me because this would never have been okay up until recently, and to just like people are threatening Dr. Sad's family. That's not okay.
And who is threatening Sitch?
Just people on the internet, but still,
He's a
fuck
shadow.
off.
Who cares?
He's
You can't call them that
a
anymore.
person of shadow, please.
Oh, fuck
Let's get it
off.
straight.
I would pay money to see a debate between
I don't.
ER
I,
and
I,
Sitch.
when I see people say like things that I think are actually starting to get, yeah, when randos are actually starting to say like aggressive things towards people. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. This is not acceptable. You can't do stuff like that. You make some jokes, have some fun. Don't threaten people's families, for fuck's sake. Holy shit. It's not that difficult.
As a rule, people who threaten people's families rather than the person themselves are
Yeah.
usually fucking cowards.
Lunatics? Yeah,
Except when it comes to
And
the
cowards.
Bidens.
exactly. Well, don't threaten anybody's family.
I mean, the safest person in that family is probably the stripper.
Not for much longer, I wouldn't imagine. She keeps pushing her luck. I guarantee you she's going to end up in a fucking 55-gallon drum at the bottom of Lake Mead.
Rude. Here we go.
October 7th terror attacks, and in particular, the attack at the music festival, which killed 260 people.
Look at this guy.
That
know
they
what
knew
should
about
happen?
3 days ahead of time.
Killing 260 people at a music festival. No, you're right, man. That just happened on its own because, like,
So,
bad
like, now
guys
his
wanted
hair
to
looks
do
somewhat
bad
more
things.
normal.
You're right, dude. If they subjugated you to a
He doesn't have his
open air
weird whatever's going on in that interview on.
He wasn't wearing
Yeah.
curls.
No, it looks like it was spray painted.
His hair looks dyed, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it right
Yeah.
now.
Very,
Does not look
very heavily.
Just go grey. People will prefer you. Like it looks dumb when you do this shit. People at home, if you're going grey, go grey. No one gives a shit about grey hair anymore.
They really don't.
your whole life you're going to break out eventually when you realize that there's no other way to get out of it.
I mean, it sounds to me
The
then,
juxtaposition.
that you are in some way saying they had it coming. Were you?
No, I wouldn't say that they had it coming. I think that Michael Brooks used to say,
Okay, try to
analysis is
reframe
not
it then.
justification. And while obviously civilian casualties and horrific barbaric acts that were committed on October 7 are completely unacceptable, the important thing to make sure that it never happens again is to analyze what are the conditions as to how it happened to begin with. And I think Ehud Barak is going to be on in a little bit as well, or maybe he's on before me.
Yeah.
And I'm almost certain that while he has held the keys to the conversation and held the levers of the power in this conversation in many key and critical points, I would go so far as to say that he is among many others who also recognize that the Bibi Netanyahu administration is responsible. This is not just my assessment. This is 85% of the
Well,
Israeli
your assessment isn't
population's
worth
assessment
much,
at
is
the
it,
time.
Hassan?
This is
To be fair, Netanyahu's regime did know about that attack way
They
ahead of
did.
time.
They
They
did.
let those people die
Which is also absolutely insane. That
because they needed an excuse to go in and just genocide everything. So
which is, please, and if you're, people listening, understand this, that from
neither side in this fight are your friend.
that nobody's your friend here. It does look like the Netanyahu regime allowed all of this to happen and get people killed.
By the way, it's also now illegal in Israel to talk shit about the Netanyahu regime. If I said that back in
Which is
Israel,
crazy,
they'd have locked
yeah.
me up by now.
Well, who cares? But again, I'm concerned about, at least,
They'll look at this
as
one.
I said earlier. What are you gonna putting a nugget in his mouth? What I'm concerned with.
You're not helping the case of people who write degeneracy about this chat.
What I'm worried about,
Get some Pepsi.
what I've always been worried about, and the only thing I've ever been worried about, is dead kids. I don't want children or innocent people to die. That's not difficult, I think. I don't think that's a contentious opinion. However,
I just
let's
don't want
be
people
clear.
to die, let alone children.
Yeah, well, I don't want it. Well, yeah, you're right. I don't want anyone to die. I don't. But there's politics going on here, and that's the horrifying part. That is putting people at risk, and that's the horrifying part. That's the part. And I don't care if you're pro-Israel. I don't care if you're pro-Palestine. The reality is that people are being killed. That's the part that upsets me. Woman moment. I know. Go ahead. But anyhow.
Years and years and years of refusing to negotiate with the Palestinian Authority. Don't take my word for it. Take
No,
Bibi
listen,
Netanyahu's
I
own
would agree-
personal
listen,
word for it.
I
In
would agree
2019, in a
again.
closed-door conversation with Likud members, he
Yeah,
said
listen.
that if you want to thwart any kind of Palestinian nation state, you must do everything you can to only negotiate with Hamas. We control how high the fire goes. He has given cash to Hamas by way of Qatar.
This part actually is also
there's no
true. It's a
bigger
rare
fan
moment of
Hamas
Hassan
than
being
Bibi
correct. Hamas does more or less control Palestine, okay? But why does Hamas control Palestine? Let's ask that question. And I know that it upsets people, but the reality is that because Israel has over the last 60 years made the area that Palestine controls tinier and tinier and tinier, which radicalizes the people who live there, and it is essentially an open-air prison. I'm not saying that justifies it in any way. I'm saying that's why the people who live there have become radicalized, why they will vote for Hamas, right? And they have no real, proper government, not in a legitimate way.
Netanyahu, which I hope one day you can maybe interview, and then you'll ask him to.
No, I actually did interview him a few months ago, and I did.
Wee woo. Here, I'm not being obnoxious. This is the part where Hassan gets absolutely fucking devastated. I hope you interviewed Netanyahu at some point. Actually, I interviewed him a couple months ago. Now, I'd like Piers to interview him seriously, but Hassan is so ignorant that he didn't know that Piers Morgan had interviewed Netanyahu months ago. Doesn't understand Islam moment? Maybe. Did everybody leave? It's just me here left. Israel-Palestine goes back to the Bible days. Yes, of course. However, you have to be very. I think that I don't know what the solution is, by the way, here. I don't think anybody does. Anyone telling you that they do, I think, is probably confused. But wee-woo, big oopsie poopsie on Hassan's part. Oh, go interview Netanyahu.
American challenge:
Absolutely.
don't make weird noises instead of actually explaining yourself. Nightmare level fucking difficulty. Jesus.
Yeah,
what?
I know.
That there have been a lot more Palestinian deaths this year so far, up to the point of the interview, than Israelis, and what he intended to do about it. He said then he didn't believe in collective responsibility, which is now this hot phrase in this whole crisis about whether you would hold all people in Gaza responsible for Hamas. Interesting
Good question.
to see if
Wait,
when they.
can I ask you a
Well, let me
question?
just
Do
finish
you-
my
do
point.
you-
If
do you
they
believe
do,
in
they've
No,
launched
good
a ground
shut up,
invasion.
Hassan.
It'd be interesting to see if they keep to that word. You know, I'm not a defender of what Bibi Netanyahu has been doing in Israel. In the last year, his attack on the credibility and integrity of the Supreme Court, I think, has been a disgrace. And I think it has fractured society in Israel. I also think that it's caused so much social unrest and had such big protests that you could argue it's taken the eye off the ball of the people who should have been defending the border because they've been trying to sort out what's been going on domestically, internally inside Israel. So I think it's a catastrophic failure of intelligence, of security, of defense, all of those things. I'll be amazed, frankly, if Netanyahu survives this. So I'm certainly not here to...
I would be.
It makes sense that he can definitely identify a catastrophic failure of intelligence because he's across the fucking table from one.
Well, they did have all this intelligence beforehand. We know this now. They knew before before at least that's what I've been reading.
Yeah,
is that Israel was aware before the attack on the music festival happened that they knew it was going to happen.
I mean, I'm on the same page as you. Have I particularly devoted time to looking into it? No, because I believe the only people who should hold the Holy Land are a kind of a neo-hospitaller force composed nothing but violent criminals hopped up on meth.
Yeah,
who have had the flesh from them, the flesh from their lips, strategically peeled back with surgery to be more terrifying looking, and titanium fangs fitted in order to terrorize the locals. But then again,
what's infuriating is that Piers is wrong and Hassan is wrong. They're both wrong. They're both talking out their ass.
You mean two media figures are incorrect? No, that's never happened ever.
I know. They're literally shitting back and forth forever. That's what they're doing. Shitting back and forth forever.
My God, we have no intelligence. This is just fucking Team America.
My question for you, I think, is this. Is that I've had a lot of problems trying to get people on the pro-Palestinian side to separate two things. That you can say, as I believe and you believe, that the Palestinians have been maltreated for decades. That the situation where they are effectively, I mean, I don't even call it an occupation because Israelis aren't in Gaza. They pulled out in 2005, but they still control the ability of Gaza.
This is why I call you propaganda.
One finger up.
I'm just saying the phraseology is confusing to me because
Piers just agreed with your basic position, Hassan.
The only interim you should be really popping in is I slightly disagree, but go on. You know, it's like, don't split hairs when he's agreeing with you.
Yes, he is agreeing with you that the Palestinians have been mistreated, which is, I think, an undeniable fact. Their land has been made smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller every single year.
Israel's excesses have become more and more cartoonish.
Yes, and has become cartoonish. He's just agreed with you, Hassan. Can you understand him?
So you want Florida? Yes.
You know what the problem is with Hassan,
Floridian
right?
Palestine.
You know what Hassan's problem is, right? Is that he is internet debate bro brained. So he can't comprehend when somebody agrees with him. Like, Dylan Burns. I talked about him on my Twitter the other day. I spoke to him maybe about a month ago now. We disagree on the Ukraine-Russia conflict. But Dylan's been somebody who's been boots on the ground in Ukraine to cover that conflict, right? And for that, and this is why some people are like,
man's out there trying to collect the source code for Stalker 2.
Well, people are like, why, Aiden? Why weren't you more aggressive with him? Because he's actually there. That's why I'm not aggressive with him. Oh, he's a leftist. Why aren't you more aggressive? because he's doing the actual work. Hassan Piker's not.
Because this is not a partisan channel, because for the simple fact that I'm here and I make everyone uncomfortable.
But, well, yeah, but you make me uncomfortable.
Not me, by the way.
Or nor spoon. But the reason why do I support Dylan Burns, and I'm very
I feel more home when
angry
Bill says more racist.
at the fact that his entire channel has been demonetized, because even though the fact that Dylan Burns and I disagree on politics doesn't mean that I think that he should like lose his monetization. He's doing very important work, more important work than what I'm doing, in my opinion, by actually going there and being boots on the ground and covering this stuff in a true journalistic way. Hassan Piker has never done anything like that. Dylan Burns is somebody to look to as the epitome of what journalism should be, whether or not you agree with his political takes. Okay. And I truly believe that. And as far as everything I know about Dylan.
My goodness, his ring piece must be quite clean after that sentence.
Dude, I'm being.
You don't have to be so aggrandized. He's doing good work. I will not doubt
He is
the man,
doing
but-
good work. So is Callum
bit
from Lotus
restrained.
Eaters. So is Callum from Lotus Eaters. People who actually go to these places and
Finally, the Callum
see.
fate.
I'm all down for the Callum fate. Let's you know that.
Hello, brother Callum.
But hello. Hello.
I imagine
God.
Callum would be a ruthless king.
Absolutely.
Oh, I would never let him in a position of power. Holy shit! You want to see
He'll
like
do
you want to see
horrible
people
things to you.
like the shit I do in D&D. He'll do in real life. He'll like nailing people to walls. Like he'd be driving around like a Volkswagen Beetle with a person
Might be
bolted to the
listening,
bonnet.
by the way. Just let's do.
I hope so. I hope what I'm giving him is praise. Like he would be a warlord to look at, to really like follow, because the alternative is going up against him.
Yeah, you don't want to go up against Callum. However,
Guys,
I
reset Israel.
Harry would be an advisor.
Great, we now made Callum Jafar.
Prince Callum. Something to see Alibaba.
I feel like Callum would pull a King Charles II.
Yeah, well, that would be pretty base.
I'm more worried he'd pull up Leopold II.
Like Cromwell.
There's a layup for the fucking history nerds in the chat. Meanwhile, in the Congo,
my point
they
is that
drink Umbunga.
I have a lot of respect for people who actually do like real on the ground, on boots on the ground journalism, which Hassan has never done.
He's never left his house. He's like me.
He's
He
ne-
doesn't,
no,
he doesn't
he-
like leaving
he's-
his house.
By the way, put that.
The only
not
time
in
he
his mouth.
leaves
He's
the
dying.
house,
Bill,
he
he's
got-
dying.
The only time he left his house
Or
is when he
Spin.
got hassled by a 15-year-old who said he couldn't
Forgot
handle
Spin was in
landlords.
charge. Spin, you're the one in charge of the Numgi. He's gonna die.
I'd go
He's
to the Middle
dying.
East. My family has a long history of working out there, selling arms from the Americans to the fucking Middle East. But still, I can't go out
Hey,
there. I
son.
can't deal well with heat.
You want Nuggy?
Give him that
Yeah,
Numgi. He's gonna die.
I'll go out to the
Piers,
Middle East
but
when it gets a bit cooler
Piers wants,
there.
Piers wants it to be this big. There we go.
Give
That's
him
it.
that big Numgi.
That's how big it needs to
He's
be.
going
big-
to die.
In big in the nuggy, so
Spoon.
that both of them can nibble on each end, and they'll meet in the middle like Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, they have to both eat on each end of the Numgi.
Stretch the out to long lengths. That way they can both share it.
That was, oh my god! I did the part that I just where Piers is holding him between his hands. Summoned to the Numgi.
Yeah. He has used ancient eldritch rituals to summon a giant chicken tender. What is with this tender, by the way? It looks like a chicken wing in like breading. It's fucked up. What's up? What is with this fucked up chicken tender?
I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die of hunger like Hassan, although I might
look
do that.
look
at
at
some
the
point,
way
but-
Hassan's looking at that tender. Get you somebody who
I
looks like you like that.
Yeah, get somebody who looks at you the way that Hassan looks at his chicken tendy. Let's go.
Reality is, Israel exercises control over people in Gaza. It allows them in and out. It allows them to turn on the tap of water and so on and so on. I get all that. They don't actually live there because they can't live side by side
That's
with each
why
other.
it's called an open-air prison.
Right, I don't
That's
disagree.
why
What
they
is?
call
I
it
don't
the world's
disagree.
largest
Hassan, sorry about
open-air
that.
But
prison.
Hassan, I don't
Stop
disagree
repeating
with
your
you.
hair.
And I have pointed this
Okay.
out for
We're all
a
on the
long
same
time
page,
as a
you
journalist.
fucking
So we
Californian fuck.
don't disagree about the
Dude, his hair is seriously spray painted. Look at that. I'm sorry, I can't.
Okay, benefit of the
Fuck,
doubt.
what's
There's a
going on?
very real chance he went into the studio and
they spray painted his hair on?
they painted him up like a fucking Dutch whore. Like there's a very real chance of that.
How dare you insult Spoon like that?
You're not
Call
beating
him
the
out.
you are not beating the allegations anytime soon, now are you? Jesus Christ.
Dang.
appalling.
I find that more
Palestinian
offensive from you
people.
than him.
I know.
but the
I
issue
said it.
comes that if you can't separate
And again, she's
that
Welsh, her opinion doesn't matter.
ongoing
Rude.
dispute
Yeah.
between Israel and Palestine
Rude.
from the absolutely
Tune in next
appalling
week for
barbarism
the
of October
non-Aiden
the 7th,
podcast.
which was on a whole different scale to anything we've seen, where 1,400 people, Holocaust survivors, babies in their cribs.
Whoa, okay, hang on a second now, Piers.
Holocaust survivors really.
The world's largest growing demographic Holocaust survivors.
Come on a sec. Now, I've been largely on your side.
that
here,
was
Piers,
pathetic.
but what?
Even
the
Hassan, I'm
fuck?
agreeing with Hassan. Just why you like
Just by his like, wait, what?
What
You know,
the
yeah,
fuck?
his
What
face,
the-
like, wait, the Holocaust survivors living in Israel. How many? Like 5? They're all Jesus
bro,
Christ.
that was a long time ago. I hate to break this to you, but those motherfuckers are getting on a bit.
They're dead. Like how? Yeah, how many? Oh
They
my
ain't
god.
surviving much no more.
God damn. Oh,
But let him
God.
rest.
Piers, come- yes,
I'd say let him rest. Jesus Christ, but apparently not that.
No, you can't. You can't.
Let
praise
him
Christ for
let
that
him
one.
by the in Baal's name. Let him rest.
Jesus Christ, Bill.
Well, no, that's the operative part. They don't like it when they say that. We've got to know what side they're playing for.
I mean, but again, so like largely I'm agreeing with Piers. But you gotta bring up Holocaust survivors.
Yeah, that was cringe. That was, oh my God. Like,
How
that-
many?
that's the kind of thing that make Hassan possibly win the debate. Just you
yes, you
that
make Hassan
fucking
look
low.
better when you bring up absolute
Do
insanity.
you notice
like
his
that.
head looks wider after that was said?
It's
like
grown.
his brain grew 4
It's
sizes that
expanded.
day.
His brain grew
Looking
3
like
times
Megamind.
that moment. Piers, you fucking
You
stupid dingus.
I've never seen someone fumble the bag this hard.
No. You totally fumbled the bag, Piers, you ding dong.
You know, young women taken.
Oh, it says uncensored. I thought I was about to say
tortured,
uncircumcised. That was
abused,
very confusing.
beheaded, it was reported, and so on. If we can't,
Well, that's
look at
also
that
fake,
collectively-
Piers. So
Yeah.
let's pause.
How many
on this
Holocaust
now.
how many people who were, like at least 5 years old
His
in like
brain grew 4
1940s
sizes.
are going to a hippie music festival?
I'm sorry, Rat King said a really good comment. He said his brain grew 4 sizes. It was a tumor. It's a tumor. True. But and look, you can see his tumor in his head right there. What the fuck, Piers?
Hassan, if you're listening at home, go get yourself checked for a scan, just to be safe.
I know that
In
Piers
this day and
Morgan has
age,
given
there's a
you
lot of radiation
cancer.
about.
He's given you. I know he has.
Like how this one sentence was so egregious that it made all of us side with Hassan for a couple of seconds.
Just for a couple, because Hassan, largely speaking, isn't a fucking moron, but he's right
no,
in
Hassan,
this moment.
Hassan is a Mongol. However, there's a limitation to how stupid a person can be. Whereas Piers Morgan has cut right to the marrow of the issue.
This is why it's the tale of 2 idiots. Fuck.
2 retards having a slap fight in the back alley.
Yep.
And with a general humanity and agreement that is an absolute atrocity, then there's something wrong with this. And I find that the tribalism
Dry
on
ass,
both
lip, have an
sides
ass.
is now
Bruh.
so
Oh, don't lick them now.
No,
and
like him now.
so frenzied that you get people who literally can't. We've had a bunch of actors, right, signing this statement saying they want a ceasefire in Gaza and calling Israel war criminals and so on. But they don't say a word about the Hamas attacks that precipitated this. And I find that
But you
really
agree with
hard,
them, right?
really hard to accept.
But you
What do you
but
mean?
You agree with them? If they had said, for example, that October 7 attacks were brutal and massacres occurred, and then they said everything else, that Israel is committing war crimes, would you agree with them?
Okay, here's what I would honestly say about that.
Oh,
Let's
that is
go, let's
not a
show.
good look.
That is not a good
Rare
look.
occasion of
That-
Hassan nailing someone
Again,
down. Jesus.
Hassan, this is again why we call this dumb versus dumbest, because Hassan has been able to turn this around and make Piers Morgan look like a
Hassan
fucking
got a couple.
dingus.
Hassan got a couple licks in. It's a fucking
And-
Christmas miracle.
Yes, answer that question, Piers. Answer
Wow,
that
we're
question.
rooting for Hassan. This is a rare occasion.
I
isn't it?
know, but he's right here.
Okay,
But when
okay,
Hassan
like
is
him.
right, he's right.
Is Israel
Yeah.
not
That's how you know
allowed
we're
to defend
bipartisan.
itself from the worst
hate
terror
everyone.
attack we've seen since 9/11? Is it not allowed?
Oh my God! The second that you
What?
invoke this kind of
The-
shit,
they've said
it's
this
weak.
now.
All I'm saying is give war a chance.
All we are saying is give war a chance. Thank you, Piers. Thank you so much, you warhawk piece of shit.
Jesus.
You actually
In-
managed
in-
to
in
make
this-
a smug look on Hassan's face. Well done, Piers. That's
But he's right.
Everyone in this thread is
shit.
now a sundowner.
Yeah, welcome to why we are nonpartisan here. I don't have a horse in this race other than please stop killing children. That's it.
or humans in general.
It's just
Yes.
odd.
After
You said you're not a
1,400 people in Israel
propagandist.
are
Imagine
butchered in that way.
fumbling
And the
this
question
word.
then, if you assume that they are able to defend themselves,
Imagine listening to
as
Hassan
any
Piper.
pure-
Hold on a second. Just listen again.
Yeah, let's go back.
Listen to the vocal inflection
Is
and
Israel
shrieking.
not allowed to defend
Piers'
themselves
voice.
from the worst terror attack we've seen since 9/11? Is it not allowed to defend itself
just odd.
after
You said you're not a-
1,400
Watch now.
people in Israel
propagandist.
are butchered in that way? And the question then, if you
Ooh.
assume that they are
Ooh,
able
a crack.
to defend themselves as
We're
any
not-
Piers,
free
that is
democratic
the,
country,
that is the
then the
Israeli
question
State
becomes,
Department line.
Hassan,
That is the IDF's line. That is
Hassan,
the line that everyone
Hassan,
is...
let me ask
No, you're right, though.
Okay,
He went
let's
way up
just-
in register.
Ladies and gents, let's all call it what it is. This is a slap fight in the desert between two retards.
Yeah,
This
it is.
This is two barbarian cultures essentially who are well beyond the whole idea of the Geneva Convention. Neither are good actors. They're just wanting a slap fight. And like
They wanna kill each other.
Israel. Both sides want to genocide the other. I don't give a shit. Give it to the Italians.
I don't
it'll be
care.
fine.
I again, like I said, I don't really care if the adults want to kill each other. What I care about is to get the children out of there. As much as I don't want. If I
Honestly,
see
Arch
if I see
Warhammer
a
had
picture of a
the,
dead baby, I'm gonna.
Arch
fucking lose my
Warhammer had the
mind.
best take to this.
Which was Arch is
it-
always pretty based.
he posted a picture of like a 10+ soldier when like there is a third way,
Yeah, Rome.
which is
Okay,
it was
okay.
a Christian occupation.
Real
Let's
talk.
just-
Who would be the funniest faction to give the Holy Land to? I think Ethiopia have had a rough go of it. I think they deserve it. They've had the worst run of luck out of
The
any of the
Ethiopians are Christians,
out
though.
out of all the Christian nations, I think Ethiopia's had the hardest go.
They sure have.
I think they deserve the Holy Land. They are also like the people with the like. I know that the Rastas are on their side too, but let's face it.
Honestly,
the
who I think would be the funniest? China.
No,
Oh,
I don't
no,
want China to
ew,
get anything. How
ew,
gross.
No. They're fucking yeast people. Fuck them. They're not even
No,
like.
no.
I listen. I don't
How
want
about
the Holy
this?
Land ruled by people who are eaten by escalators on a regular basis. It's not. It doesn't have longevity.
How about this? Give it to Northern Ireland
Or give it to South Africa.
or South Africa. There you go.
What? Get. It's already an apartheid state. It's not going to have any differences.
Both of your states are apartheid states. Spoon, give it to one of them.
Give it, you know what? I would rather it be in.
You know what? No.
Jersey's hand
You know what?
Than
I know. I think Bill has an idea. Maybe do give it to South Africa because they already don't have fucking electricity.
Damn.
I would be willing at this point to give it to Jersey. That's how bad
And
things
Bill
are.
hates Bill really hates
Henry Cavill
the
as
Jerseyites.
the King of Jerusalem. Think about it.
I would love that.
He's
Henry
there.
Cavill-
He's got a bunch of buff dudes as the custodes.
Henry Cavill is one of the most based. He's the only based person in Hollywood. It's because he's from Jersey.
He's from Jersey because he hates all people from
And he hates
Hollywood.
everybody. And you can see him sometimes when he's on these
And he has a
interviews.
very okay. Islanders have a trait where they will just, if they see where the conversation is going,
Mhm.
they will cut to where it's going and just say it. Which you see when he's talking about he's talking to people who I collect for Warhammer 40K, and he will immediately go, okay, we will have a game after this.
Yeah,
and
and then they don't
he
want
cut-
to play with them because they're lame.
The conversation will immediately snap to the end. It's like you
Yeah.
skipped the rest of the conversation.
Because you know that he was like, oh, let's go. Let's
Because
play
when
40K.
when your entire nation was built on the back of privateering, you know to cut to the chase.
How about
the
we give
only
it to
person in
Canada just to
Hollywood-
see how badly Trudeau can fuck it up?
Oh God,
Jesus
why would
Christ.
you do that?
Because I'd like to see
It's
hell.
finally happening. It became more racist.
Oh yeah. What? Just so okay. So that's giving it to China. It's the same thing. Import the Chinese.
Give it to Gelderland. It would be a laugh.
I,
You don't
I
even know
would-
what that is.
I don't. I would love to
in-
see it be
it's
given to
Netherlands.
Henry Cavill as king. That would be fantastic because Henry Cavill is what I love about him, even though I hate all the movies he's in, is that he clearly hates them too. That's why I like Henry Cavill. He's also like, wow, gee, I also despise this
Could
film.
you imagine the greater Jerry nation of Israel?
Oh my god.
Do you know what I think would be the
But-
most practical people to give it to?
Who?
Irish?
From dear God, no. Irish can't even handle their own fucking affairs. Fuck that. I know this is a tactical reason. Liechtenstein.
Oh, Bagora.
Oh fuck!
Don't do it to them. They'll turn it into a fucking gold mine.
Why is that bad?
What?
Ah, true. Never mind. True.
The reason I say that is because, here's the reason why. There's 3 territories in all of the world that America has never set foot on militarily, and they're one of them.
Yeah, because they're.
What are the 2?
I can't remember the other 2. But remember that.
Liechtenstein
Australia?
is a monarchy and a very purely
That's
capitalistic.
why.
So
yeah, they're basically like I think they're like the closest thing in the world that has like a libertarian.
Okay,
them in Luxembourg.
Hear me out. Japanese Israel.
本当にはかっこいいなイスラエル
The Jews fear the samurai.
The Jew fears the samurai.
So all the Palestinians
I've been told that the Jew fears the samurai. So there you go. Get that shit under
But
control.
you need to give it to like the fucking.
But also the Palestinian need to fear
ultra
the samurai.
So you're gonna
hardcore right wing branch.
So basically, you're gonna solve the problem with hentai. Give them all waifus, basically.
Well, here's the thing: in order
Why
to
not?
take Israel,
Give them all
okay.
all
Before we continue, the Samson. Shut the fuck up! Shut the fuck up!
Given state.
I'll come up there with my mace.
Don't come up with the mace.
Okay, shut the fuck up. Okay, so Japan, famously 2 nukes. If we're taking
Yeah.
Israel, they'll use the Samson option. Samson option, for those who don't know, Israel has a very large nuclear
Yeah.
stockpile, and the Samson option is, oh, we're losing, dump every nuke we have directly into the face of the enemy, like even on our own ground. That it would render most of Israel completely uninhabitable and might destroy the ecosphere of Earth in general. But that means that now, after the end of Israel as a nation and the end of Palestine as a nation as well, the area has been hit in somewhere. How many nukes does Israel have? Give me a second.
Hundreds. I think it's the second. They have the second.
So, it's like the third or fourth after, like, because
Russia has the most.
Okay.
Yeah.
Russia and America the most.
80 to 400. That's a very broad range. But imagine how good anime would be with 400 nukes. 400 nukes and good ones, not that fucking fake ass Fat Man and Little Boy. For those who don't know, Fat Man and Little Boy, they use a different ignition system than most modern nuclear weapons. In fact, they're the only 2 that use it. And the running theory is that they weren't actually real nukes. They were actually incendiary attacks that were disguised as nukes.
I'm totally on board with the Japanese occupation of the Holy Land.
Well, they do. I believe the Japanese do believe that that it was Jesus' brother that died on the cross, and that Jesus went to Japan.
No. It's a very small sect of Japanese people who believe that, who think that actually after he supposedly died on the cross that Jesus went to Japan, that he rose from the
running
dead.
theory with East Asia is that a lot of Jesus's views were based on Buddhism. Which is not
that is a theory, but yeah, I mean, they're
you
running.
can tell she's not being happy about this.
No, I have to think about it, but no, because there's only like there's very few Christians in Japan, and in fact, they were persecuted in Japan. If you don't know that it was
sorry, from Dreadnought $5, we literally just got the Japanese to stop doing kamikazes on our ships, and you want to put them in a place where they'll convert to Islam. Wonderful. Listen, we had apparently Israel's requested the USS Liberty to go be sent down there for security. So, well,
don't do that. Don't do that.
Night is young.
Don't do that. However, there were Japanese Christians who were crucified upside down. It was a thing that happened.
Further, I would remind people that I believe, at least in Nagasaki, Nagasaki was a massive Christian stronghold in Japan. And they used the Catholic Church in Nagasaki to target the nuke.
That is a claim that I have heard. I don't know about the.
It's because Nagasaki was the Dutch port in Japan.
Yes. However, it wasn't just there. It was in northern Japan, in Hokkaido. There was also a Christian colony that was crucified upside down.
Yeah.
So, the Japanese aren't super positive.
After careful consideration, we should all agree that the Boxers' Rebellion was a really good war.
Oh, the Boxers' Rebellion was a horrifying war.
Everyone came together to dab on the Chinese.
Yeah, but
the Boxers were the most horrific faction in basically world history.
Japanese people and Chinese people died in that war. It was an absolute nightmare.
It's Asia. That's just how it is.
The Boxers' Rebellion was a real mess.
We got some good music out of it, though.
Damn, dude.
It's like Vietnam. We got Napalm Sticks to Kids. That song.
We got some good movies out of it.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys.
Tour of Duty is an excellent TV series. I enjoy it. I'm watching it right now.
Wowee. Let's watch the rest of this video.
Like
I thought we were going to do other things in this tonight on the stream.
Here's another thing, for example. For example, if you look at Miami in the 80s, there was a lot of freaking crime and drugs. But it gave us Miami Vice and Scarface.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was cool, Eden. No. The Boxer Rebellion was not cool. It was terrible. This is also what's happening in Israel and Palestine. It's terrible. Jeez.
Again, we need to land a force in that area that are just actively worse than everyone involved.
just be worse. Is that what you're saying?
So the Americans.
Everything just be worse.
We need to, not just
That's
America.
America.
Let's
That is
send the
America,
Marines.
though.
No, we need the people in the Marines who know how a person tastes. We need to send the goof troop.
Don't
we need,
send in
we
the
need to
goof
send
troop.
in people who are so terrifying. The very concept of
Have you
waging war again is fucking anathema.
Have you seen the current American military? It's a bunch of trannies. And I'm sorry, we're at this point in the stream where I'm gonna say what I actually think.
She's had a skin full of Jeremy Clarkson's gin.
I
so
have
now
had a
she can-
skin full of Jeremy Clarkson's gin. But it's a bunch of troons who don't have any idea what they're doing. Who have just been like, hey, welcome to the military. Let's do a jumping jack. This is
can't
what
even
being
shout
the
at people anymore.
military is. Yay.
So, if that's the case, shouldn't you be pushing for war?
I'm of the opinion that the main method of teaching new recruits should be hitting with 2x4s and teaching them close combat. But I want, like, you know, that whole, like, the SAS had that whole thing, like, a sergeant in the SAS got partially blinded in a IED when he was clearing tunnels, and like he couldn't see or hear the Taliban, but he could smell them, and he was killing them with a claw hammer because both his guns jammed.
Have we seen what Israel is surrounded by? Yes, we're well aware. But we have to talk about we would have to. And let's go back to the call, because they're going to talk about the history of Israel. I think they already have. But the history of Israel is that Israel was it was a state that was created by the English government, by the way. And after World War II, it was just established.
It was the first containment board, predating 4chan by several years.
It was the first containment board in a place where everybody hates them. I mean, I'm not saying
it's also the most recent
fair,
horrible expansionist murderous empire.
but they are also an expansionist empire. They are clearly expansionist. They are trying to expand into Egypt, which is crazy, but they've been doing that for years. And what they did to Palestine is to expand into the point where the only parts of Palestine that are left are the West Bank and Gaza and the Gaza Strip. That's the problem, right?
Can I just make a point?
Go ahead.
No, I want to ramble, so just like you finish your point.
Ramble. No, I'm done.
No, something that I was speaking to a friend of mine about this, and to Scrump as well. The reason why the neighboring regions will not take them is because the neighboring regions don't like fucking Palestinians.
No.
Like, you have to understand, like, the neighboring regions think of the Palestinians like they're mutts. They're not actually good people, according to them.
So they treat them as the Pakistanis. Like, no one likes them either. That's why they let them fight the Indians and don't step in.
Right, and the thing that I find hilarious is you will have... Did you guys see the banner in something like in New York that had, like, Queers for Palestine?
Yes, which Greta Thunberg was...
Yes, now, that's the kind of shit that you can tell these people know fuck all about Palestine. They're basically trying to lump their politics onto the current day to appear relevant.
Queers for Palestine should be a roofing
is the
company.
Funniest thing Queers for Palestine is the funniest shit I've ever goddamn seen, because it's a bunch of like Western morons going, oh well, it's the current thing, so therefore it should be.
One said reproductive.
You made how much people hate you.
Reproductive rights equals free Palestine. Like shit like that. That makes absolutely no fucking sense.
These people hate you.
Yeah, but here's the bit that I don't understand, right? Is that These jackasses can understand the concept that they can have people of their own skin color, their own race, same nationality, same place of birth, same fucking language. They can't stand them for reasons of politics and religion, but they can't understand that fucking concept outside their own borders.
No, they can't.
That is mind-blowing to me.
Spoon, because they don't actually care about any of this.
No,
They
true.
don't actually give a damn about any of this stuff that's happening. This is all
From zero
performative.
fucks, from the rooftop to the ground. And then the LGBT
Yep.
flag.
And they don't give a damn about any of it. All they care about is being seen as promoting and supporting the current thing. They don't give a shit about anything else. At
All I'm
least
gonna say
Hassan
is
Piker is
If you're going to give
astonishingly able
lip
to make
service,
some
least you
good
can do is
arguments.
fondle the balls.
The only reason, however, that Hassan Piker is, if we can go back to this video, that Hassan Piker is able to make some decent arguments is because Piers Morgan is a freaking moron. He's a dink. It's a retard fight. Two retards fighting each other. That's
The homeless
what it
man
is.
calls another homeless man a broke ass motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go back to it, by the way. Finish this.
It then becomes a question of how can they defend themselves? If their mission now is to get rid of Hamas, a terror organization that's committed one of the worst acts
That's
of terror
also,
ever seen.
by the way,
that is their
Piers,
stated-
democratically elected.
I was about to say it's
Like to
actually
point that
a
out.
democratically elected government that you guys don't like, because
So-
democracy is only good when your side wins.
Democracy is the best thing ever, unless
it's
it's
not.
Hamas.
Democracy is cringe and gay.
Democracy
some
is
Aristotle.
cringe and gay. Yeah, read some Aristotle. But it is Spoon. Isn't it fascinating to see this? People who will scream that shit. Our democracy, our democracy. Well, you don't like democracy when it's in Palestine now, do you? Now you don't like democracy. They voted for Hamas. I'm not saying Hamas is good. I also think that Joe Biden's a piece of shit. But that's democracy, isn't it?
Then what they are doing is consistent with that, isn't it?
No. Here's why this is actually
Okay.
an abject failure, and this is not just my perspective on the matter. I'm just a dumb idiot with a Twitch
You
stream
should never have
who
said that,
is
Hassan.
live reacting to the news and trying to make sense of everything as it's ongoing. I usually
By the way, I think Hassan is a
Rare
dumb
case
idiot.
of humble pie
I
there.
was about to say,
I
like,
think-
that's an honest opinion, for once.
Again,
that's
he is a
true.
dumb idiot, but he should never have said that because this is the part that gets clipped. I'm just a dumb idiot. And it's unfortunate because Hassan
You are
is...
in no position to talk about what's getting clipped
No,
this evening.
no. I'm saying that Hassan's correct in what he's saying here. He is a dumb idiot, but he should never have said that.
have a policy of not covering breaking news and
Whoa,
sometimes
also
that policy is
incorrect. All you
violated,
do is cover
but,
breaking news.
What was that
Hassan.
cut?
I am not held
This is the crazy part. Hassan says, let's go back. Hassan says he doesn't cover breaking news. All he does is cover breaking news. Oh, and he watches other people's videos on YouTube and leaves his chair for the chair to watch it. Go ahead.
This is actually an abject failure, and this is not just my perspective on the matter. I'm just a dumb idiot with a Twitch stream who
Yeah,
is
that's
live
true.
reacting to the news and trying to make sense of everything as it's ongoing. I usually have a policy of not covering breaking news, and sometimes that policy is violated, but ultimately I am not held up by the same journalistic standards, even though I think I do a much better job than most other news outlets in general. So let me just say this really quickly.
What's
you
worse
said
is he's
Israel has a
not
right to
that
defend
far
itself.
from
Yeah, he's
Absolutely
serious.
Zero people think
He thinks he does a better. Now, here's the thing: does he do a
Who's
better
he
job than
competing
Piers
with?
Morgan? Yeah, who are you competing with? Does he do a better job than Piers Morgan? Maybe. By the way,
How about his uncle?
that's yeah. Oh, then your uncle? Yeah, maybe you do a better job than your own uncle. But everyone you're competing with is a fucking moron. So who lies? And you also lied.
The idea that we might have to
Hassan.
process that Hassan isn't the biggest moron on the face of the earth is a bit it's a bit galling, isn't it?
Abysmal. Yeah, it is galling. Yeah.
that this is a ridiculous statement. However, how Israel is defending itself is collective punishment. Now, collective punishment in the form of depriving 2.2 million people
This
of
is a real
electricity,
thing.
collective punishment in the form of depriving them of water, of food, collective punishment of
This is a real thing that Hassan is bringing up. It's a real
Yeah.
issue.
It is
Israel
it is a violation
has-
of the Geneva Convention.
Yes, has violated the Geneva Convention by saying we are
that's-
going to engage in
so-
collective punishment. Go ahead, Bill.
His
Sorry.
problem is that when you violate the Geneva Convention, you are no longer covered by the Geneva Convention. You're a bad, that you're considered a bad actor. You do
Yeah.
not get that coverage because they let the massacre at the music festival go ahead. And
Yep.
now they can do whatever the fuck they like. Now, there were some reports of Israel employing white phosphorus, which they've done in the past. There are no cases in this conflict of deploying it against civilian populations or against military personnel, which is the actual war crime with white phosphorus. So I'm just going to nip that in the bud right there.
Yeah.
But
The reality
Israel, as far as it looks, if that news about them knowing about it ahead of time is true, they let it happen so that they wouldn't have to worry about the Geneva Convention.
Well, of course they want to take out Palestine. They've always wanted to. They don't want those people there because those people hate them.
It's not like they've been annexing territory for 50 years.
Again, exactly. They've been doing it. They've been putting them to a smaller and smaller and smaller little prison. Now, I'm not pro-Palestine in any way. Don't get this shit twisted. I'm not in favor of them killing Jewish children
Just anything
either.
that pisses off Ben Shapiro.
Well, Ben Shapiro can't think rationally about this.
You can't think rationally about much anyway.
No, and I've spoken to some Jewish people who are actually. I've actually spoken to a person who lives in Israel who's told me that they're on Palestine's side on this. Well, not on Palestine's side, but that they understand the complexities and the nuance on this situation. That it's not
because
just like,
because the Jewish people are not wedded to their fucking state, the same way that the Americans are not wedded to their state. This is what people don't seem to understand. Whenever we talk about like these entities, you're always talking about the state. The vast majority of people are like, we don't fucking like anyone involved here because we can't stand out of government.
No, I think the whole thing is sickening. And all I would like is for children to stop being killed. But the problem is you're not going to get that to go away. Because clearly, this conflict has been going on for 70 years. It's not going to
Centuries
stop.
before that, actually.
Well, yes, it's way
Since
more ancient than that. Yeah. So I can't, me praying, which I do.
So what you need is a strong white man to whip them all into shape and make sure they don't act out.
Galdon chimes in. US use white phosphorus. They use it because we sell it to them. And Galdon, which I would say, not only do you sell to the Israelis, you also sell to the Palestinians.
Yes, of course they sell to both sides.
The US government has been selling to almost everyone in the Middle East since time immemorial. I should know. My granddad used to be a go-between.
Yes.
He was an arms dealer between the US and the Middle East.
We're going to fund the Saudis and the Yemenis.
As a bitch, you know.
Israel has funded Hamas.
Yes, they have actively funded.
And they funded.
There seems to be some evidence on that.
ISIS to fight Hamas.
And ISIS, ISIS to fight Hamas to fight.
You know who else was dealing with Hamas is Turkey, who was buying their oil.
It's an absolutely crazy situation.
It's almost like war is a racket.
Of course it is.
What has been?
All we can do, all I can do, at least, is pray to Jesus to please stop the killing of children. But that's not going to happen.
If only we can get Christians to occupy the region.
Oh, that'd be great. But here's the thing. You know, we can't. Someone asked me this on Twitter. They said, "What is Jesus supposed to do?" And I said, Jesus doesn't. The hand of God is never involved directly, right? That's on us, human beings.
Not unless you want to flood the earth, Noah style.
Yeah, human beings are the ones. Human beings are the ones who have to make those kind of decisions. You can't. You can pray to Christ for help, but but individual human beings have to make these decisions, and this is what they're deciding to do. So let's continue.
In the form of 51 people dying in the West Bank, where, you know, there is no Hamas in the West Bank, and yet 51 people have died because in the West Bank, settlers that are occupying Palestinian territory in violation of the international law, settlers who are doing an act of colonial terrorism, and this is not my statement,
I do think
it
is colonialism.
this is international law, that are doing horrifying things by simply just existing there and maintaining the presence.
It's insane that Hassan's correct about some things.
By the way, the only people that can do imperialism properly are Europeans.
And well, no, it's the English. They're the best at it, and the Dutch.
The French are a good grunt of it too.
The French are alright.
Yeah, the Spanish were kind of bastards.
The Portuguese were fucking rough.
Holy shit. Yeah, exactly. But
it got so bad with the Portuguese that they fucked up with the Japanese. That's like kind of an achievement because they're like the Japanese are the closest to people in the fucking Far East.
Jesus told us to buy a sword and defend ourselves. You're right.
So you'll cloak and buy a sword.
In fairness, though, you have to give it to the Spanish and the Portuguese. The only thing that works in the South Americans is Spanish and Portuguese works, though. That is
just
the truth.
What's that story of like some dude was like a Spanish conquistador was chilling in his tent and got dragged off by the local women, and had gotten like diddled by the local women. It's like, Jesus Christ, man, they must.
Well,
like,
they like the white one, apparently.
Yeah, the fucking South American women are apparently completely insatiable.
I mean, I've watched The Road to El
Spanish
Dorado.
colonialism is just porking your way through an area, and you get to British colonialism, and it's just a picture of like a dude in a pith helmet with too many teeth.
Yeah, he's got too many teeth, and he just wants to put tea everywhere. Like, yeah, but Spanish colonialism was more, yeah, they just kept trying to molest me. Anywho, let's back into this.
An occupying force in the form of IDF, who was ritualistically humiliating Palestinians.
They do that. To be fair.
In a structure that B'Tselem, an Israeli organization, calls the permit regime, where every waking moment of Palestinians' lives in the West Bank are absolute hell, where they have no legal recourse. 51 Palestinians have died, and that was before the Ramallah, the Ramallah protest that happened last night, and the Israeli forces were opening up with live fire on protesters last night. So who knows what that death toll has become? This is all a product of Israel.
I can't believe anything Hassan says, though, because he's a lunatic and also a moron. So,
this is a violent apartheid state. There is no way to be a peaceful
Hassan,
apartheid
let me ask you
state.
this.
I do think, by the way,
as South African, I would like to make issue with that claim, sir.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, but the idea. Okay, I'm one of the most base things on.
No, Spin, go off.
This
go
is
off.
this is one of the most base thing I'll ever say. Some people deserve to be segregated.
Whoa.
No.
Also, okay. Before we continue, I would like to preface this. This is something I read recently. Okay, you might think, oh, apartheid, big racial thing, right? No, it's cultural. If you were Black American, you were considered white in apartheid South Africa because it was considered a cultural divide, not a racial one. Similarly, for some like Chinese people were considered white under the original apartheid and now considered black under the black apartheid.
Yeah,
really? Actually, I wanted to ask you that question before.
Japanese people were also
forgot
considered
to ask you about that about that, Spoon. That were Chinese people considered to be white or black under apartheid?
I don't actually know. I imagine probably they weren't.
I know Japanese people for sure were considered white during apartheid. They were honorarians.
Yeah, because you have to understand, like, if you were to even just look at Americans. Okay. Now,
Bill, you're married to one, you dingus.
Now, just if you were to just look at this objectively, ignore politics. Okay, ignore the American Constitution of equality and all that stupid shit that doesn't actually fucking work in the real goddamn world, and just look at it in the perspective of how would these humans behave if they were to integrate. Like, maybe there is a reason. You know, the old saying, if there's a fence there, find out what it's for before you tear it down. Yeah. Does it ever occur to you that they were separated not because of race, it's because these people would not gel well with the other ones, and they might do some fuck shit? Because essentially you're just saying, we have the right to association, but it's enforced by the state for a reason. And the only reason we don't like it is because the state's doing it. And then when it goes to shit, all you're really doing is you're displacing the perspective of the whites with this new thing under the guise that doing so is more moral. That's it. That's literally all you're doing.
It's not like the Xhosa have no agricultural history, went originally from the Cape, and also have a long storied history of enforced pedophilia amongst their number. That's ridiculous.
Or shit like that. But that's just the reality of the situation. People go, oh my god, that's so offensive. Like, I don't care about your offensive. I care about what is functional.
Reality. Let's care about reality. Let's not care about feelings and oh, this makes me upset. What Bill said is actually very, very correct. Is that the idea that Black Africans are the first people to inhabit South Africa is actually incorrect. Maybe at some point we could find some evidence of some tribes living there.
None of the Bantu or Xhosa tribes were there originally.
No.
The Dutch were there before them.
The Dutch were there first. And so
I believe the Cape was inhabited by one tribe, but I think they're since extinct.
Yeah.
But for the most part, South Africa was not an inhabited area.
It's kind of a
before
shithole unless you were a
but-
European
yeah.
and know how to do agriculture.
But
Yeah.
right before the
It was
the
barren
Dutch
when
landed there.
the Dutch came
Yeah.
there.
Right, when the Dutch landed there, it was a barren territory,
I
barren
actually
area.
I actually read about this because I wanted to know like how the hell they settled there. It turns out that a bunch of Dutch crash landed there, and so they were
they were trying to find their way around the whole.
and then
globe.
what happened is other Dutch people were sent there to collect them,
Dutch.
but they were actually so comfortable that they decided to stay, and that's how they inevitably made a port. It's because they realized the land was actually quite
Which is
useful.
Cape Town, which is how that whole thing
And
happened.
Yes.
no one is more apt at irrigation control than the Dutch, because let's face it, most of the Netherlands is a one large
Yeah,
network of pools of water that they then reclaim using dikes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And when the Spanish invaded them, they flooded literally a third of the country.
and then ice skated over them.
Yeah, when it froze in winter, they ice skated over it, would like volley shoot the Spanish and then retreat, and the Spanish could do nothing.
Which was based on the part of the Dutch. But the reality is that nobody was living in South Africa when, for the most part, when the Dutch took it over. It wasn't a Dutch colony in the way that many colonies were in the West, in terms of in North America, right? Nobody was living there because it wasn't settleable
Yeah.
by the African tribes. It took the Dutch ingenuity to be able to settle South Africa.
Yeah.
And the fact that now there's African tribes who didn't move there until the last 200 years.
Yeah, like the Zulus.
After the Dutch, yes.
Yeah.
And then are claiming, oh, this is our land. And no, it's not. It's not your land.
The Zulus who literally massacred the
I was
Dutch
about to
every
say.
chance they got.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were
Exactly.
incredibly deceitful.
Battle of Blood River. Just gonna say.
Although I do like it that the Dutch did side with one of the local tribes to kill one of the other local tribes, because one of the Shaka's half brothers went absolutely apeshit and killed Shaka and one of his other half brothers and all of his royal line to stop someone from ascending the throne and challenging his reign, except for one half brother who he kicked out. And then that half brother came back later on with the Dutch to avenge his fallen kin. It's like, don't fuck with the Dutch, and if you're gonna kill anyone, kill everyone in your royal kin, because one guy might actually go off, get a clan, and then come back to kick your ass.
You remember the Zulus were a warrior culture in the sense that they only respected warfare.
Yeah.
Like they betrayed the Dutch at Blood River, but when they look back on Rorke's Drift fondly, like it was just like, yeah, that was a great time. It was an amazing fight.
Yeah.
It's just,
That's
like,
but that's
the
something
Zulus
that,
are weird.
That's something that people do not understand is they think, oh look, everyone can be Western, respect our ways. Like, no, that is not how people don't want to have the honest conversation. Was that there are some people who genetically do not have the capacity to even understand time or gradients.
Well,
And it's like they don't have the brain to develop language like you. And that's like a really terrifying thing to people. Like, they don't have the capacity to learn this shit. They literally don't.
so
The running theory is that it's a language issue.
it's
Yes.
a language. Yes,
Yes.
it's called the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis, and we found that there are small tribes in South America, for example, who've never been really contacted by external Western involvement, and they don't have any capacity to understand time. They don't even have a word for it. If you ask them what happened yesterday, they don't have a word for yesterday or a week ago. They don't get it. And what we've also found is that there's certain African tribes that also don't have a word for yesterday or a week ago. They can't comprehend it. And when you can't comprehend, well, let me put it this way. We've all now seen the memes. It's the fucking chirp hypothesis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Forget the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. It's now the chirp hypothesis. That there are certain people who just can't. They hear the chirp of the sky bird, and then they forget it like that. I don't. It's from what I've been able to see.
I think
It's
that
not-
one's more learned. Like if you
Maybe.
filter it out, it's like how
Yeah.
if you lived in certain areas of England during this, like the 70s and 80s, you don't hear the steel mills anymore. Because
Well, from what I've heard, it's not what I've read. It's not actually an IQ issue. It can be an IQ issue, but not necessarily. It can be an IQ issue. So I don't know what the chirp phenomenon is about. But I think that there's, oh my gosh, it was so fascinating. I read this whole thing about this tribe that has no words for things. And so like they would see the plane landing, and then they would make these incredibly accurate what do you call it? Models of the plane, but then they would forget that the plane existed as soon as they couldn't see it, right? That's really nuts. So, but that's apparently a thing that happens. I'm gonna have to go to bed soon because I'm tired as hell. Can we finish this video?
Apparently.
Yeah, let's just speedrun it.
Yeah.
It is a violence.
Talk
It is
is
violence required for its maintenance.
Damn, I thought we were doing
and
other
that
stuff tonight,
violence
but
is
no.
frustrating people.
I hear
that
you.
violence
I
is
hear you.
radicalizing people.
But here's
Hold
why-
on.
I hear
As
you.
far as Israel, as far as what Benjamin Netanyahu has done, as far as the war government, what they have done, Piers, going into Gaza and bombing Gaza and killing 3,480 Palestinians so far in Gaza, 1,000 plus children out of all of those casualties.
We don't know about any of those numbers, Hassan, by the way. All of those numbers are...
We just said we're going to be running and gunning, so you keep that...
No, I'm just saying, like, Hassan, that we know that all of these numbers are potentially contentious. So, okay, cool.
22 hospitals being bombed. A bakery,
We don't know that
the
either.
only remaining
I'm not saying it's
intact
not wrong,
bakery
we just
being
don't know
bombed
that.
Yesterday. These are horrifying crimes that you would
Yeah, I
openly
agree.
say are horrifying
They're
and
real.
unjustifiable when Russia does it, but when Israel does it, Israel has a
Fair
right to
point.
defend itself.
Ooh!
Fair point.
Oh, whoa! Hassan makes a good damn
Hassan,
point.
we'll see you on our side of YouTube shortly.
But he's completely correct.
I will ask you to play Pathfinder because I know you can't read.
It's fine when this happens in Ukraine, but not when it happens in Israel. What an interesting point. As this guy who's been like a total Ukraine simp. Wow, that's insane. But it's insane that he's been simping for Ukraine.
Oh my god, that's really good.
Now he's on Russia's side. Is he? What's going on here?
No, that's just funny as shit.
You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're gonna be okay.
Yeah, I'm
Give me
good.
this. Hit play.
All right.
This is identical to the same talking
curious,
points that
though.
I've heard from every Israeli administration official. It's the same talking points that I've heard from American politicians championing the exact same talking points. It's the same thing that I've heard from everyone else in the media. You might have been against the Iraq war, and
Is he drunk?
No.
Is he
He
drunk?
does seem to be slurring his words, but I think he's just hungover.
Okay. I'll put. I'll point this
Also, his
out.
hair's getting more fucked up as the conversation
Yeah.
goes on. What is this
here-
angle?
Here's the thing. He is now actually making like a pro-Russia point, which is weird. I don't know if he understands that. He is now making a pro. I think he is.
No, I'm not disagreeing with that. The bit that he knows that he's doing that.
No, I
I'm
don't think he.
disagreeing with that.
Oh, he doesn't know he's doing it. But
You gotta
he
remember,
is
these
making
people are
now a
complete
pro-Russia
human
point.
instrumentalists. They don't give a
Yeah,
shit
yeah, yeah.
in reality.
Of course. But I think he's actually making a pro-Russia point, which is insane for him, who's like obviously.
I think he's more
Or
using
Ukraine
Russia as a,
shill.
pivot, as a fulcrum
Yeah,
by
yeah.
which to explain the Israeli
Mhm.
situation. I think he's actually
And you
anti-Russia.
use that, but you're using that for evil, in my opinion, at this point. If you
Oh,
are not sitting
you
here and
called
condemning
Piers evil.
those acts of war
Oh,
crimes, those acts
Piers
of
did not
violence,
like that.
those acts of collective
No, he did not. Those acts of evil. Okay.
punishment.
Well, I would say to that I think the death of any child in this conflict is horrific.
No
Absolutely
shit. That's been my only
horrific. But the question comes down to
gang
me
point.
that after an act of terror, as we saw on October the 7th, Israel should be able to defend itself and should be able to go after the people that perpetrated that, who live amongst civilians in Gaza deliberately. And the
What?
question for me becomes down to what is proportionate. I don't
Wait. What? Oh, he's talking about the couple of Israeli settlers who live in Gaza, right? Which, by the way, is also a question that need to be answered. Why are there Israelis living in Gaza? That is a question.
Why
I
there's so
think
many
we need to
videos
answer.
of people who live in Gaza and the West Bank getting thrown out of their homes so that
Yes.
Israelis can live there?
Yes. So why are there
Who is
Israelis
facilitating
living in Gaza? You can go live in Israel. Why are you living in Gaza? What are you
got dual
doing?
citizenship anyway. What the fuck's the point?
Exactly. Like, but why? If you're an Israeli citizen, why are you living in Gaza? Like the worst place for you to live, as a Jew, by the way, in the whole world. Why would you choose to live in Gaza?
You're given Ukraine. Everything's in Hebrew there now. Why not just go there?
If you're wondering why there was a random alarm, it's because the Twitter video came up of 2 fat people falling off a 3rd floor balcony.
Did the balcony give way or did the railing?
The railing gave away. Like really, really easily. And then I think the guy... Why am I laughing for it? I'm like a horrible asshole. I think the guy's dead. The woman is not small, and she took a really hard fall and half her ass is hanging out. It's really funny. I know I shouldn't laugh.
Listen,
That's
you remember
funny shit.
in the UK, a series called Jam was played once. Jam was it was meant to be a sketch comedy, but it was more of a sketch horror. And there is a bit in Jam, I think it's been passed around as being real, of a man who jumped off a 1st-story balcony to commit suicide and did it 40 times in a row. And it's like
that's commitment.
We could have stepped in, but after a while, we feel like it would have been improper to step in. It's a really very strangely poignant and bleak scene of a man committing suicide by jumping off a 1st-story balcony 40 times in a row.
Bro.
Bill, what's a clue? And you can see why it's funny.
Let's finish this video
Okay,
because I'm
from Thousand
getting
Ways to
tired
Die,
as
it was
hell.
good
I
story.
told you I was tired as hell when we started, but still, let's go. Finish this video.
I don't know the answer, son. I'll be honest with you. I don't know what that answer
I
is.
do know the answer to that. I do know the answer to that. Last night I had
The sound of the glass shattering.
an Israeli Knesset member who was expelled,
I'm gonna play my own fucking
suspended
names
for
then,
45
Dan.
days for saying what I believe is the truth. Championing the exact same position of the Haaretz's editorial board. There are a lot of thoughtful people, a lot of formative Holocaust scholars, a lot
Look
of
at them
historians
chuckling.
that all agree on the same point.
Why does the Holabunga keep getting brought up in this conversation?
Because of course it
Penetrated
does.
Through the Israeli security blanket that people thought existed, that penetrated through that Iron Dome, the Iron Wall, if you want to call
Stop
it that.
laughing.
is
You
because
can't keep
of
laughing. I'm talking about the
years
Holocaust.
By the way, that woman is 100%
and years
guilty of murder.
violence, which is
That was
a
a murder, that's what
necessity
that was.
to maintain an apartheid state, and this has to stop. There's only 2 ways out
I'm
of
gonna
this.
play what I
Either
wanna play then after
engage in
this.
full-blown ethnic
Hassan is just
cleansing,
a
and
gym
if
teacher that's
you
gotten
listen
too
to the
far in
likes
life,
of
isn't he?
Smotrich, or
Yeah.
if you listen to the likes of
He's a
Tomas
gym
Piers
teacher
and
who's
these
gone
very
too
unfavorable,
far.
unpopular far-right figures, if you listen to Netanyahu and his Likud government, they say that they are interested in going in that direction, the ethnic cleansing direction, the ethnic displacement direction, or
No, it's
the
not wrong
only
in this
way
case.
out of this for a real
Again, I
solution
hate to have to
is
agree with this man.
to
He's right.
move towards peace, to genuinely
This stream's
have,
in one
to
singular
genuinely end
video.
the
Hang on.
blockade, to end the apartheid, to end the occupation, and create a pathway towards citizenship for all people with a right to return, for all
Yeah.
14 million Palestinians, 5 million of which live under Israeli
By the way,
occupation. It's brutal. And then
allegedly, 1 million people have been killed in Palestine. I don't know if that's true, but that's a fucking insane number.
That's a big number.
and then the rest living in diaspora. These are not unreasonable requests.
You know what,
These are
Hassan,
requests
you're
that
correct.
understand the dignity and
Yeah,
the humanity
he's
of
We
absolutely
should
correct.
send them back.
simply treat
Yes, send them somewhere. Where do you want to send them,
Wait,
Hassan?
but
That is the question,
It's
though,
really
isn't
showing
it?
your ass. Israel,
Where are you gonna
if
send
when
them?
your response to a massive conflict breakout is, well, we're going to have to send the Arabs to Europe.
Well, I guess they're gonna have to go to England, aren't they?
them as their colonial subjects.
Hassan,
and it's the
Hassan, where are
only
you gonna
way to create
send them?
economic security
I
and
don't think
prosperity
he's
in the
wrong,
region.
but
If
where
it was
do you
as simple
send
as
them?
that, I'm sure that would have happened already. I would say this. I agree with a lot of what
Oh,
you've
what
just
do you-
said.
what do you
Not
wanna
all of it,
do,
A lot of it.
Piers?
I
Slow
don't think
cook.
you can ever achieve peace now with Hamas.
want 'em to come- you
controlling
wanna-
Gaza. I don't.
Oh, Piers, where do you want them to come? To Birmingham? You
They're already
fucking
there.
lunatic! They're already there.
It got so bad in Birmingham that Lord Miles moved to Kabul.
Yeah.
I don't think you can achieve peace with Netanyahu
Sorry,
in charge
we're all
of
pressing the play
Israel.
button at the same time.
Actually, afterwards, I don't think his own people will want him to be in charge of Israel down the line when they examine exactly how this happened. But we will see. But Hassan, I've got to leave it there.
Yeah, we're going to
It's
see.
good to talk to you. You know, you're an important, influential voice to a lot of people.
This is crazy.
No,
the fact that Hassan comes off as the reasonable person, or at least somewhat. I mean, he's stupid in a lot of ways, but comes off relatively reasonable is unfucking believable in my head. Here, watch this. Whoa. My whole internet just broke. Hang on.
Is it not?
Oh,
Is it the thing that I was watching?
No, the whole internet just broke for me. Hang on.
Don't you-
Actually,
The thing
What
that
the
I was
heck?
watching is funny as shit, though. Like Bill, come on, is it not hilarious?
That woman like straight up murdered that guy.
give me a second. I have to
I
restart.
think they were drunk.
I have to
They,
restart.
I don't think that's a particularly sober fight.
Yeah, agreed.
I gotta restart. Here's the thing. Brave is very good in many ways. It also
Stability is not one of
crashes
them.
literally constantly.
It's like
So-
modern New Vegas. It's massively improved, but it's not stable.
Okay, let me pull that back up.
I
Yeah,
find
it
myself
just-
agreeing with
it just
Hassan Piker. It really is one of those days, isn't it?
Really is like a fucking day. What a day.
But you know what's
Shut
really
up,
amazing?
Piers,
I should've
I
Okay.
stayed
heard
in
you,
bed.
you little piece of shit.
But this just goes to show because like Hassan was on the ropes for like 19 minutes of that.
Yeah,
And
but
like
then
the last
he
5,
manages-
he just fucks up. Ever since that his voice cracked in that one bit where fucking like Hassan put him in a corner, then he went downhill.
This is a very different video from what I was told it would be.
Can I
Yeah.
play?
Because everyone said, "Oh look, Hassan got owned by Piers." I'm like, that's not really how it came off.
But it's not what happened. Give me one
Yes.
second. I'll be right back. I have to pee.
The full version,
Be right back. I'm
Hassan
gonna show you a video.
somewhat held his own in the end.
I'm forwarding the video to Warmack by his request.
What, the Twitter video?
I was just told, I was just told by Aiden as she walked past, get ready for it. Although, what the fuck do you mean by this? So, as mentioned previously, who would you think would be the funniest group to give this place to? I think maybe we could give it to the Gypsies.
Oh God, which
I
ones?
mean, and both. Give Gaza to the Knackers, and we'll give Israel proper to the Roma. That'll keep
Oh
them out of trouble.
God.
And then China will invade because they hate the Indians. My favorite thing still to this day is that Tom Hardy based his version of Bane off of the Gypsy King and didn't realize that Gypsy King was Irish Gypsy and not Roma. So that's why Bane has a Roma accent. Because he got the wrong kind of Gypsy. Because Tom Hardy breathed
God.
through his mouth.
I'm trying to think like who would be.
Okay, I'm going to say something terrible. Would you rather watch something very British or something that I enjoy that will make me laugh so hard that I'll pee my pants?
We've still got a minute of this left, so maybe we should
We
do
already
our
watched
jobs.
it. Okay. No, they're done. They're done now.
Oh, excellent.
So they're ending it.
What are the actual options? Give us the actual names.
Would you rather watch the Northern Boys or
We cannot
who could it be?
play. We cannot play Northern Boys.
Why not?
Because they are artists.
then?
They actually
All
have
right,
it.
right.
We can't fucking play. We can't play shit that's copywritten.
All right. We're gonna do. What could it be?
Oh god, not what could it be? Can we just not steal content from people, please?
I'm not stealing content. This is from.
Is your
Mark
name
After Dark.
Hassan?
No.
Would you like to
Mark,
unpause the video?
Mark After Dark is a friend of mine, so we're fine to do this.
Oh,
And
fucking
it is
name dropping
Mark
now.
After Dark who has made this video, and I am going to play it. And it's the funniest video that I've ever seen. And I'm tired of people telling me it's not. This video is so funny
Tell Oliver that it's not funny.
that I legitimately, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna have a heart attack.
Tell her
watching this
it's
video.
not
From
funny.
Amazon, Heil honey, I'm home. I remember that.
Ready?
Very
Mark
naughty
After
Hitler.
Dark.
What is
The
this
funniest
color
we've ever
make you
seen.
think of?
Sorry.
A warm summer's day,
Is this the
the
bee
light of
thing?
a sun,
Shut
a
up.
smiling child. What does it make you think of now? Maybe the way the sunbeams are bouncing off of a still river.
This is why Aiden's an idiot.
Maybe it's making you think of the surface
I'd like
of
go
a
do some
sunflower.
shit.
How does this make you? How does this make you feel now?
She has such high affect, she laughs because he's laughing like a moron.
Yes, of course I am.
Everyone in the chat, N.
Get over it.
It's from last. This is that shit B movie for me.
It's my favorite thing ever made. It's my favorite thing.
From Lance, Bill put Aiden to the rack. Oh please, it would sound like
I can't say it.
I can't say it. I can't say it.
I can't say it. I seriously am trying so hard. Okay. What?
What has this channel become?
I know, right?
Deal with the.
How do you feel now?
People at home, if you start chargebacking your donations, I don't blame you.
How does the image make
got
you feel
Mace.
now?
Slowed. I had to like restart
Any
my
different?
entire browser. So man.
Starting to realize that it's not a sunflower anymore, are you?
Are ya? Yeah.
Now you're getting scared.
Don't get the base. Don't get the base. Now you're getting scared.
Spoon, Warmek's response was to that video was, "Wow, Assassin's Creed gone wrong."
Yep.
Why do you guys like this video?
Okay. I have a hint. It's not a sunflower.
Not a sunflower god. Oh my god, I'm in pain. It's so
could it be?
funny. Alright. Well, now that I've sufficiently alienated everyone.
Duriculous, I did not consent to this ASMR. Press one for Mace and the fucking
This sure
shield
is
of one.
something. I
Even Cafe,
don't
he
know
said
what
one.
it is yet. Have any guesses? It could be anything.
Well,
Please
time
don't
to
do
support
that.
democracy.
No, don't do it. I'm
I think
actually.
you'll be pleasantly surprised.
I'm just making. It's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Aiden,
Funniest thing.
oh,
Don't
Aiden,
come upstairs with the mace. Don't come upstairs. What's wrong with this? I think it's the funniest video I've ever seen. I just wanted to show you something funny. Bill, Bill, bring the mace away. Ow! Ow! Don't hit me with the mace. Ah, he's hitting me. Ah! Ah! Don't hit me with the mace. Ouch! Not on me head. Ah! Okay. Clearly, we need to stop. There was a time where we were supposed to stop, and we clearly passed
Aiden,
it. Yeah,
I
hello.
say this is your friend. You have a terrible sense of humor.
I have the best sense of humor.
No, you don't. Like the entire chat is advocating you get
I just like
bludgeoned
that.
by a mace.
I like that.
You don't have a good sense of humor.
And then Bill came up here and hit me with his mace.
Yes, which is funny. Funnier
not
than
funny.
this fucking video.
He came up in here and hit me with his mace.
The video that myself and Bill were watching about the two drunk fat people falling off the
Very
balcony is
funny.
funnier than this.
One of the guys wasn't even that fat.
yeah, the guy was fairly normal, but the bitch was fat as shit.
Okay, the last couple of chats that we have say, Cole Summers for 2 says, "Don't look back in anger. F this rot." Probably true. I got the Dreadnought one, and then I got the Lance one, and then Neon Suspenders for 5 says, "Bill casts spiritual weapon mace." It wasn't a spiritual weapon, Neon Suspenders. He literally came up here. He came up the stairs and beat me with a mace.
But what could it be?
What could it? But you won't even appreciate my B meme. Not very. And I'm not a bird. Stop calling me a bird. I'm not a bird. I'm not a bird.
Yes.
Dr. Nefario, can you please
Whoa.
pay
What the heck is
me
this
back that
fucking
500?
shit? Don't put that on. What is this weird crap? No, what you should have put on was this.
No, fuck you. I'm putting on Dr. Nefaria.
Oh. Okay, do it. I didn't know you wanted to do that.
Listen, I want to see Australian Dr. Nefaria.
What can I? How about this one? But everyone keeps calling me a bird, so can't I put on this to prove that I am not a bird?
No.
I don't look anything like this bird.
You been a naughty boy today,
I'm tired
Eric?
of being called a bird. I'm neither.
I already had
Australian,
a song on
nor
something
am I a bird.
Australian.
You been no.
Yes.
Have you been a naughty boy today?
I am neither a bird nor Australian.
You're not a fucking legend at all. Did you bash up the dog?
I love this bird.
No,
Some
you're
cat
not a
it's just
fucking
like a-
legend.
I don't
Did
sound
you
anything like
bash-
I don't
did you
sound anything
scare
like
the
this bird.
Yeah, it's
I
way
don't
more
sound anything-
cohesive than you
Did
are.
you scare the
No,
cat?
I don't sound anything like
Lester,
this
don't
bird.
laugh at him. He's
I don't
not
sound
funny.
anything like this bird.
Eric, look at me. Look at me, look at me, look
You
at
lose a
me.
fight versus a dog anyway.
I don't sound
You're not a
anything like
fucking
this
legend
bird.
at all.
Stop.
You're a naughty,
It's not
naughty,
me.
naughty boy.
It's not a video of me. Stop.
You're not.
Stop.
Now that bird's significantly heavier than you are.
You're not. You're not. Lester, don't laugh at him. You're naughty. Naughty, naughty, naughty.
I'm not naughty.
No, he doesn't want to kiss a legend because you're not a legend. He doesn't want to kiss a legend.
Could have listened to
Mine
Dr.
means-
Nefaria, but no.
We could have. Well, here's the bastard cat. Uh-oh. It broke.
Good.
No, it's not
Good.
fair. It's not fair that it broke.
Perish.
It's not fair that it... Don't tell me to perish, Tom Paris.
Threshold's the best episode of Voyager.
Oh, how dare you. What a fucking indictment. Just because of that. Because you would say such a horrid thing. Where'd it go? We have to leave it here in a second, because there's really nothing else left to do tonight. We're just memeing. Here it is. This is the bastard cat.
Can you hear him? I don't know. What's out there?
We lowered ourselves
This
to
is
reacting to a
nothing
bird.
like me. This is nothing like me. It's what I'm so angry about. Like, how do I in any way
Yeah, this bird's video
resemble
gets
this
used.
bird? How do I in any way resemble this bird?
This bird can actually fight its corner, unlike you.
I don't resemble this bird in any way.
Exactly. You should fucking ascend to be like this bird.
I
grow as a
in
person
no
and
way
become as
resemble
interesting as
this
this bird.
bird. I
Exactly,
in no way
it's to your
resemble
detriment.
him. I don't resemble. I don't understand these
Well,
accusations.
that's a parrot. You're a cockatoo.
This is a cockatoo.
This is a cockatiel.
Whatever. Same shit.
I suppose the
I don't resemble this bird.
bastard cat. Did the bastard cat shit on the fridge?
I don't resemble this
Did the
bird. I don't know why
bastard
everyone
cat
keeps
shit on
saying
the
these
Hey,
things.
too light for this bird.
It's insane. Why does everyone keep saying I'm a bird?
Where?
I don't look anything like this bird.
Where's the cat?
No, I reckon we're going down the road of banana attack.
DRT is saying for Jesus Enterprise is better than TNG Fight Me. Wowee, that's a big fucking that's a big fucking
Thank you,
statement.
Spoon, for some fucking normality. Jesus Christ.
It's not the cat.
Click off fucking noughts together. There's nothing to be gained
Not the
there.
cat.
Oh, he put a knight on the screen instead of my bird.
No, you calm down. Calm down.
How rude.
Calm.
Did
Is
he
it
put
though?
a knight on the screen instead of my bird?
Yes, I did.
That's not very nice.
Fuck you.
You don't want people to see my bird. Anyway, let's that sounded weird.
Fuck
we're
you
gonna-
and your damn pigeons.
Well, we're headed. I'm not pigeon. That's a
That's a
cockatoo.
fucking pigeon.
I do not resemble that bird. That's what I was trying to prove a point. I was trying to show
You
scientific
cackle
evidence
like a
that I am
mad
not
person and you piss
I
off
am
everyone
not
in the
a
chat.
bird.
You may as well
I
be a
am not
bloody
a
pigeon.
bird. I'm not a bird. And it's not 2 a.m. It's 12:20. Anywho,
Aiden's a pigeon.
we're gonna head to bed tonight. I thought we were gonna get to other news, but nope. That
No.
video was all it was.
Dude,
Gonna
I'm glad that we settled on spending the entire podcast watching two morons fight.
I wanted to watch the bird.
three
but you
morons
wouldn't
coming
watch
on
the
it.
Bird. Oh yeah,
Fun
true.
times.
There were three morons.
I
coming
would
on,
like
so-
to end it with the Twitter video, which unfortunately I can't show because it's like violent.
Well, then we can't show it, so
I can still link it in the chat.
you can do what thou willst.
Put it in the Discord. That way, there's a reason for people to go there.
Okay, yeah, it's not.
I'm not a burb. I'm not a burb. I'm tired of being called
Shut
a
the
burb.
fuck up, you bird person.
Science avian.
There we go.
That was a one-to-one
It's-
recreation of the exact noise that the fucking bird made.
No, it's not.
It's in
Re.
it's in the memes, by the way, on the
All right.
Discord server.
Well, enjoy the memes. I'm not a bird. I
Yes, you
swear to
are.
God, I'm not a bird.
You are. Why do
I
you
am
sound
not a
so
bird.
posh in your diction when you try and say
Because I'm not a bird.
She's half cut.
No, I wish I was. I'm not a bird. Could you
Hmm.
stop calling me a bird?
You sound
Not
like
very
Greta.
Polite. I'm not a bird. I'm no.
No,
Don't do it. I'm a virgin. I'm a virgin.
Burgeon. Maybe you should burgeon on the new fucking era of not being such a fucking avian all the time.
I'm not a bird.
Avian paladin.
Damn
People
it!
are-
I'm
people
not a
are-
bird.
people are memeing on you
Ziggy
in
Mac
the
with
chat,
the
by the
fucking
way.
assist.
That's not new.
Look at the
I am
Oh no,
memes
not
on
a bird.
Discord.
Rat
Look
King
at the
beat him
memes on
to it by
Discord.
2 posts. I apologize.
Because I'm not a bird. This is rude.
Look at the memes on the Discord server
Why does everyone think I'm a bird?
because they're memeing on you and it's funny.
Anywho, so see y'all next week. Bye bye, guys.
Yeah, fine.
Hell of a show.